And good morning. Welcome back, everybody, to Apprentice Esports StarCraft Circuit Grand Finals Group B. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP, and with me is the one, the only, the infamous, welcome, the casting jersey.
Fuck. I definitely not making an Instagram post. It's okay.
Shaking my head, shaking. Follow us on Instagram if you want to see what she's posting. It's just the announcement. It's just the announcement of us going live. But yes, yeah, we are back with another tournament. This, of course, is the grand finals of everything kind of coming to fruition. We've been casting NA Apprentice for a couple of seasons now, and over the course of the year, players have been gaining points, and now they've qualified. They've made it all the way here to the grand finals.
Indeed they did. And in today's group, we have 2 Polish players. How did that happen? But anyway, it is time. It is time to introduce one of them. The Blue Protoss, one of the many Protosses of Poland. Representing Team Blazer, it is Ziomek.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the American Terran player representing Alpha X. He is making his return. It is Future. And yes, thank you so much for joining me today, Kuro. I wanted to apologize for not having a Zerg player in today's group, but you know, we make up for it for having 2 Polish players.
I was gonna say, okay, is the only reason why I'm here is because you needed someone to pronounce Ziomek?
Yes. And Art.
I mean, Art is not the Polish name. I mean, technically it is. I guess you could shorten Arthur to Art? Question mark.
Is his name Arthur? Is that his name?
No.
Okay. There you go. The fun facts with Kuro. Oh god. But yes, we are now starting off with our group. Exclamation mark B in the chat, by the way, people, if you want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Group A has already been casted, I believe, a day or 2 ago. So again, the group stage is well underway, and this is I was talking about, kind of briefly mentioning it earlier, this is kind of the culmination of all of these, not just the seasons of NA Apprentice, but also all the NA Apprentice Cups.
Yeah, exactly. This year, like, the difference in the Apprentice events, I guess, is that there is Apprentice Esports Circuit, which is not just NA Apprentice, but NA Apprentice is part of it. So in Apprentice Circuit, we have players from NA, we have players from Latin America, but we also have Europeans, as we see here.
Exactly. It's no longer just NA Apprentice, it is just straight up Apprentice. One of many, because there are other tournaments called Apprentice, but we don't have to talk about that.
They were first, to be fair.
Yeah, so you brought up Latin American. I don't think there are any Latin American players in the group stage. I don't think they made it. It was open to them.
Let me double check. I don't think there's a single one.
Yeah,
nope.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But we have plenty of Europeans, plenty of Americans. I think what's important is that Future is the only American player in today's group. Everyone else from the land of Poland or Russia. So, oh boy. We'll see if he can make it through and make Papi Sugar proud.
Yeah. I was to be honest surprised. It was like, yeah, Apprentice. It's like only one American player. I'm like, oh.
And there are plenty more in the other groups as, oh my god, actually the Adept manages to shade into the main base, gets past the depot wall, and scouts the entire opening.
Yeah, indeed. And it's gonna be Widow Mines, which is fairly common nowadays. And Ziomek should be ready for them. Only 2 though. So very like chill drop, I guess.
Yeah, it's not the most committed Widowmine drop. Again, what's important is that here on the low ground, the only things that were being seen were Marines. So for all Ziomek knew, it could have been a 3-racks, right? It could have been a completely different build. Now he has that information. He's getting ready back at home. He has Stalkers, for the most part, in position. Future is going to try to find his way in, but again, Ziomek, he's here.
Yeah, I think he also flew by the third base, so Ziomek knew exactly where he is, and he's getting that observer as well, just in case. So he should be fairly safe.
Yeah, like he didn't get fully behind the mineral line, so it's possible that there is an armory with this, and it's possible that detection will be required. But we can see again a very uncommitted drop, and that also means that Future doesn't have as much like pressure on him to deal damage with it. He's kind of transitioning from here.
Yeah, indeed. Sorry, I'm catching up. I'm catching up. What has been going on as we've been getting into this game? We have a free base Protoss going for a robo with a robotics bay versus a biotank, I guess. Ooh, the drop.
Yeah, I kind of love this because, you know, there were plenty of soldiers here at the natural base, but the drop heads towards the third base instead. Ziomek, though, on point with his reactions so far. Not a single Widowmine shot has gone off. Not a single probe has gone down. The defense has been just solid.
Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, Future also saves all those Widowmines, so that is also cool, but I guess definitely could get some damage with them.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I know a lot of Terran players debate about whether it's worth maybe even just sacrificing this drop just to boost the medevac into the main, just to get a scout. Because at the moment, the Future's in the dark. Like, going for a Widowmine drop has multiple purposes. It isn't just about dealing damage, it's also about getting some information.
Yeah, and so far it looks like Ziomek's army is gonna be just right versus what Future is getting, as we see Colossus on the way, together with the charge. But will that be ready in time, as Future is already moving out?
Yeah, he's got 2 tanks with this. The medevacs are going to be not too far behind. They're going to be able to boost over and meet the army. What's important, though, is that Ziomek is moving out into the middle of the map, and he will be looking to slow this down.
Yeah, that with all these StarCraft that he has, the first Colossus, I believe, is just about to be done. The next one is shortly on the way. And yeah, I think he should have enough to defend this.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good here. Like, Ziomek forced Future to rotate around and find another avenue of attack. Meanwhile, there's an observer. Oh my god, Ziomek sees everything. For the time being, it looks like the observer will get sniped, but he'll be able to reposition with his army, and he has a couple of sentries here as well for those force fields up. Oh my god.
See, just as we were distracted, so was Ziomek, and he didn't notice all those 12 probes going down, so finally the Widowmines paid for themselves.
Yeah, I love it. The Widowmine drop started at the beginning of the game. It didn't do anything, but now, 7 minutes later, it dives all the way in. The target fire on the robotics bay! Ah!
Yeah, does not save the hold on. I blanked out.
Extended thermal lance.
Thermal lance, there you go. The Lanza.
Oh my god, and that's one of the most crucial upgrades here for Colossus. Not just for Colossus, but again, this means no more robotics bay production is available. No Colossus, no disruptors. Ziomek, his splash damage is very limited.
Yes, indeed. I mean, he has that one Colossus, but I guess there's a second one at the third base. Why is it at the third base, by the way, all in all? But hey, it's there.
Yeah, I'm sure he was just waiting for maybe some multi-prong, maybe another drop. At the same time, Ziomek is going to be able to chase away this army and does shave off a decent amount of those bio units, but the tanks were saved. And again, this attack overall was well worth it. Again, he didn't just snipe that tech, but also sneaking in with those Widowmines.
Yeah, Widowmines on one side and then sniping the tech on the other side, as well as unpowering some of the gateways, so the reinforcements were that much slower. By the way, I like these hallucinated Archons because why not?
Yeah, I mean, they actually do soak some damage, so well worth it. Meanwhile, the SimCity here is looking pretty good. Charge ults can be terrifying, but that's why we have Marauders on the front line. That's why we have a bunker, a missile turret as well. It's going to be so difficult for Ziomek to really move forward and get on top of those tanks.
Yeah, indeed, but I mean, Future is moving forward though. He's setting up some kind of a concave here, but that may actually turn against him.
We'll see. I mean, he's trying to push himself forward here. The Blink Stalkers will get on top of the majority of these Marauders. Vikings are going to be able to focus down these Colossus, though.
Yeah, the Vikings are really what is winning the fight here, as the Colossus have to move back, and this army is getting smaller for Ziomek now.
Oh god, exactly. Was it worth it though? Because Future had to pull every single one of his boys. 19 SCVs go down, but he did get both Colossus, and oh, this is an oversight. Ziomek only just now restarting the robotics bay.
Yeah, I guess maybe he expected he will be able to deal more damage with this push, but it was stopped at the third base of Future, and now Ziomek has to catch up with the army.
This is honestly a critical mistake. Like, soon Future is going to go for a counterattack. He's going to go in the offensive, and there's going to be nothing to defend other than gateway units. To be fair, gateway units can be strong, but at the same time,
now there are 2 real Archons.
Yeah, we have some pseudo splash damage. Ziomek, he's working on his second robo as well for double Colossus production. Again, he desperately needs to get these up and running. We'll see if Future gives him time.
Now we have to keep in mind that it looks like there's also a ghost upgrade on the way, so these Archons won't be that strong for a very long time. So yeah, need to get ready.
Exactly, like Future, he already has Ghost slowly gathering that energy. Meanwhile, at the same time, we have another Widowmine drop, a 10-minute Widowmine drop. Let's go, there's nothing here at the third base.
I think it's the same one. I think it's the same drop.
Oh,
the same
God.
2 Widowmines, because they were saved before. At the same time, the attack is going for the 4th.
Oh god, Ziomek!
I mean, he's defending the 4th. Only 4 probes fall down though, but this attack is trying to... Yeah, he's gonna destroy the Nexus.
Oh god, it looks like just barely the Nexus will be saved by... the first Nova goes off, connects with a Marauder and a Marine, but there's still so much bio here for Future. A little bit more and he will be able to get the Nexus.
Yeah, the Nexus falls down, there's still more bio left over. Oh, even denies a Warping, and now it's just Stalkers.
Exactly, this is what we were worried about, right? Where the Colossus, where the Disruptors, they were so late earlier. Even though this army is overstimmed, he can probably take a fight here. He can probably take the engagement. Oh my god, he lifts up the Vikings. He's gonna get the War Prism.
Yeah, the War Prism falls down, and more probes are falling at the third base from the Widow Mines.
Oh god. Finally the Widow Mines will be cleaned up, but again, they more than paid for themselves. 11 more probes on top of the 4 earlier that we saw, so 15 in total. 4th base gets denied.
I denied, it gets destroyed, which is even worse for Ziomek. And now, you know, his army is not great, his economy is alright, but like he lost that 4th base, so he's catching up again.
Yeah.
And what can he do?
I mean, the other detrimental thing is that he just keeps losing his high-tech units. Like, we saw earlier, Future stim forward and reset the Disruptor count again. He was able to kill the War Prism for the 2nd time, which means it has to be rebuilt, which means a Disruptor isn't being built because we have a War Prism instead. So just everything going a little bit wrong here for Ziomek, and Future just having a great time, you know, getting his Venn diagrams up and running, expanding, maxed out.
Yeah, I mean, Disruptors are always an interesting choice because, you know, in 1 second they can turn the tide of the game, but they can also get denied just as easily.
Yeah, it's one of those things where 2 Purification Novas, even if they get the best connections, I don't think will be enough. We need more sustainability here with the Protoss army, and Ziomek's just having a really hard time getting there. Meanwhile, he is, you know, trying to establish his 4th base. He does have his army in position, and these drops have been spotted.
That they have, but Future is wiser than that, and he doesn't move in right into the army. He will wait for his moment to go in.
Yeah, speaking of going in, Ziomek is setting himself up with a War Prism as well. Unfortunately, the sensor towers do not cover the edge of the map, but we have a couple of missile turrets anyway, so it's going to be a tough road for this War Prism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. Meanwhile, here we go, Future. He is maxed out. He has his Ghost. EMP's already blanket the army.
Yeah, and this first Nova didn't do much damage. They are only zoning out the army. There are still 2 left available. But once again, Future is trying to spread the attention of Ziomek.
He really is. More EMPs connecting. Meanwhile, finally, okay, the Disruptors are kind of paying for themselves. They're getting some decent connections on the Widow Mines, but the Bio army is still standing strong.
Yeah, most of those Novas are used for zoning purposes, and his army just sharking around while the other one is waiting in the third for the right moment.
Yeah, and what's important though is that Ziomek has been able to buy a lot of time. War Prism does get into the main base. He gets past the missile turrets.
He's barely alive.
The motors don't shoot up.
Oh my. And the armies are going back.
Yeah, the entire army turns around to deal with this war prisoner. The Vikings will eventually hunt it down, but again, Ziomek, he has been able to catch up. His 4th base is up and running. I was going to bring this up earlier, but we have a lot of disruptors here, so it's very difficult for Future to really close the distance and pounce on the army, because there's always a purification of it ready to go up.
Yeah, and Ziomek actually uses the opportunity to expand to his 5th base now. And suddenly it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, like he's been able to recover after his losses earlier on. I thought he was just dead, mate. But no, he's been able to hold on long enough. The problem is that he's still stuck on ground toss, despite being maxed out. Meanwhile, Future is continuing to take up. If you see on the production tab, we do have live range on the way.
We got some nice EMPs on that army, but once again they are being zoned out with the disruptors.
God, the Novas, they just keep on coming and they don't stop coming, and the connections are half decent. Oh my god, I think it's the last one.
Snipe. Yeah, the disruptor is sniped, and now the army is getting overpowered, and the Terran is once again in the 4th base.
Exactly, he's broken on through. He's killed every single disruptor. There's only gateway units and a handful of Archons remaining here. I thought maybe Ziomek would be able to survive a little bit longer now that he had Remax, but no, it was not to be. Future, he just has far too much on the ground. The target fire, the splits, it was crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's still a ghost in this army as well, so another EMP will be soon available. And yeah, Ziomek once again is in trouble. He barely has any units left.
Yeah, he's got some Stalkers and some Zealots, but Future just picks up. He goes all the way. Thinks about going into main. Thinks about going to. He doesn't know where to go.
Yeah, he doesn't know where to go.
There's too many options. What do I want? The 4th, the 5th, or the main? He opts to go for the 5th instead, and yeah, I mean, he's gonna get the Nexus.
I mean, that's a safe bet, right?
Yeah.
And the Liberators are here now.
Oh my god.
Look at the freedom zones.
That's a lot of freedom. America is here in Group B, and the Nexus finally does for the 4th base. There's not really too much here. There's no shield batteries, there's no overcharge. A couple of disruptors are coming out. Maybe this will be enough.
No, not with splits, no. Oh, this one actually hit, and quite a lot of army fall down, but the reinforcements are here now, and GG is called.
GG, well played. Future will take game number 1.
Indeed.
Yeah, and there was a long period there where Future was in control, but at the same time it wasn't, completely one-sided. Ziomek also had some moments of brilliance. Didn't have the most juiciest of purification novas, but like I think his macro was good enough to keep him up and keep him in.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few times where Future kind of also like left him alone, and like Ziomek was able to catch up. Because the thing is about Ziomek that like I feel like he was just quick on the economy from the start, so that definitely let him catch up a bit. But in the end, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Also, are you ready for the bad joke? Because we were worried about America, but Future brought all the freedom.
Yes.
You're welcome. This is why I'm here.
I mean, he's gonna need a lot of freedom. We have some very strong Protoss players in this group. We have some Terrans as well, which Liberators aren't. They can be used in TVT as well, to be fair. But yeah, Future's looking really good, and honestly that's really great to see, because for those wondering, Future was on a pretty long hiatus last year, and even a little bit the year before. He was MIA. I think he was focusing a lot more on his studies. He wasn't focusing on StarCraft full time, but this year he has returned to the game. He's come back, and a lot of people were questioning how good he really was, and we can see, man, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like a while since he came back. I think it's been a few months now that he's been playing again, and I don't know how good he was at the very start, but it looks like he managed to get back into things, and now he's getting good again.
Yeah. He is getting good, and one of those steps of getting good is, of course, making it out of this group. As a reminder, and I should explain the format a little bit here, as we are here in Group B, this is GSL format or a GSL group. So of course we're going to have our 2 matches, then we're going to have our winners match, then elimination match, and then decider match. So it's not round robin. Just to clarify.
Yeah, this one is not round robin. And I just pressed something. Panic. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
As we are finally in the series, we are on the map that is called Blackburn LE. And we are looking once again at the base of the blue Protoss player, representing Poland and Team Blazer. It is Ziomek.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the American Terran player representing Alpha X, currently leading this series 1-0. It is Future. I want to give a bit of a shout out and also exclamation mark Funada, Chaos in the chat, Chaos Fate, papi, ¿por qué? Why were you not playing in this tournament? Why don't you play in the Apprentice Cups? God damn it. In general, I feel like a lot of the Latin American players aren't familiar with the fact that NA Apprentice kind of opened up a lot of their tournaments and they are available to Latin America now.
Yeah, I think so. See, this is why, guys, you should use the sign-up list, because it lists all the regions and dates and everything there. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying, you know. It's there.
It is there.
I even update it sometimes.
Sometimes.
Look. I could use some help, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot that we do. Like casting at 5 a.m. But
yeah, I want to say that, like, just to make sure that I'm equally sleepy to light, I might have taken a nap right before the stream.
Nice.
So
Nice.
this is what you get.
I did also wake up just before the tournament. This did happen. Oh god. And as we're
Also, shout out to 47ness for subscribing with Prime for 2 months.
Oh, thank you, 47ness. Gracias, papi. Gracias. Thank you for the support. We do appreciate it. Speaking of support, if you want to support this tournament even further, there is a Matcherino page, exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat. You don't have to use your own money. There are some coupon codes available. Yes.
There's a building.
There is a building.
Why is there building? Why?
Oh my, well, yo, it's been a long time since I've seen this. We have a proxy factory. I imagine this is going to be for a proxy starport as well. Hellion's going to pop out and we're going to see a bit of a Hellion drop. Again, I haven't seen this in a long time.
but it's so close by ground. Why drop Helios when they're already so close?
You're not wrong.
What?
We'll see. We'll keep an eye on this and see if maybe Future has a different plan here. As he's moving out with a handful of Marines as well. There are those Hellions, and the SCV is actually not sticking around. He's going back home.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that makes more sense because, like, you know, the natural is pretty much wide open, so it makes more sense to just drive them in rather than drop them here, I feel like.
Yeah. This is interesting. So, like, I guess this will hit faster, I guess.
I have no idea what I'm saying.
I mean, it will hit faster, you know, and maybe the idea here is to catch Ziomek off guard. The idea is also, in case Ziomek gets into the main base with this shade, he won't scout the factory. He'll assume that it's probably a 3 racks.
Yeah. I mean, there are only 2 Raxes at the base and nothing else. And now there's a Widowmine there as well. Oh my god, I want to see the Widowmine just waddle into the base. As the Hellions are there right now.
It's gonna happen. The Hellions do get into the natural base and they will be able to roast up a decent amount of these probes. The target fire wasn't quite there. 1 volley did go off on those stalkers, but 5 probes, not bad.
Yeah, not the worst trade. And that Widowmine is going. Look at it waddle. So cute.
Unfortunately, the Widowmine won't get into the natural base, but it will land here, or it will burrow here in that third.
It actually changed its mind. Oh no, it's targeting the probe. Okay.
Get away! Get away! Ah!
What away! I've seen the chat.
So, like, an interesting take here. So, obviously, he was able to deal that early economic damage. This does mean that there's going to be a period here where the factory isn't really going to be producing anything, but I guess Future doesn't really care because he is working on a bio push, right? We have Stim on the way, we have a reactor for our 2 medevacs. So yeah, interesting build that I haven't really seen.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was a new one.
The Windmine didn't really pay for itself, but the Hellions did.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works, right?
Yeah.
Like, it did some damage, but, like, it was not spectacular. It was okay.
Yeah. It was, it wasn't fully spicy, but, there was some seasoning there. It was,
Yeah.
it wasn't
like
tasteless.
Some basil.
Uh-huh.
What?
Some salt and pepper. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Meanwhile, from the side of Ziomek, Blink has finished up. It was a Twilight Council opener, which again is relatively standard. If you ever see a Stargate opener or something like that, we will be sure to point it out. Something a little bit more unorthodox or more unique. And once again, he's getting into his robotics bay. Once again, he's getting into his splash damage.
Yeah, I think it looks similarly to the first game, so I assume he once again will go for the Colossus. But hold that thought, as once again we see a move out from both sides actually.
Yeah, what's important is that Ziomek sees this army moving out, so immediately he meets the army here once again in the middle of the map with his Blink Stalkers, looking to chip away at this army or even waste some energy, maybe even snipe a medevac if Future is a little bit careless.
And look at Future putting the Marauders in the front to make sure they get better shots on the Stalkers, and a lot of them are already very low.
Yeah, one Marauder did get picked off, but as you said, a lot of these Stalkers have sustained a lot of damage. Meanwhile, here we go. Stim has finished up. He's going to try and dive on top of this army. Overcharges pop, but it's at the third base, not the natural. And Ziomek kind of locks himself out. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he accidentally just locks himself out. And the Colossus is not coming out as well because it's unpowered.
Ziomek, ¿por qué? Not like this. He finally does break through his own force fields. He gets into the main base, but the army of Future is here. He turns around, he sims on top of the Stalkers and takes the majority of them out.
Yeah, man, we've got OP. What can I say?
This
is a lot of Marine.
It's all you need. The Colossus is not coming. Is this just game? This could just be game.
I think this is game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, man with gun. It's all we need. Yeah. Believe it or not, more Marine.
Oh my God, there's even a Windmine trap here. No, don't go off the ramp. No.
Yeah, 2 Starkers going down, and there's more reinforcements on the way, but most of the things are unpowered now, so yeah, Ziomek can't even make more units.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, you will not come down to the natural. It's fine, mate. I'm here in the main base. I'm going to depower every single thing in the main. Main Nexus could go down as well. 21 probes fell, and we just keep having more reinforcements coming in via the drops.
Yeah, and GG is cold. Just like that.
Kuro, those were some feels bad man force fields.
They were. No, they were.
GG, well played. Future takes the series 2-0, and just like that, he moves on to the winner's match.
Yeah, it was like one of those fours like, haha, you're trapped. Wait.
Oh God, the baits were real. Like the force fields, as well as the overcharge being popped at the third base when the fight never happened at the third.
Yeah, and like Future even like left some Widow Mines behind. Like every time he moved up any ramp, like there were Widow Mines on the ramp, just to make sure the reinforcements are cut off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was very well executed by Future. Very, very well done. And now he can take a little bit of a break, get some water, stretch, posture check everyone as he waits for his opponent. As we should be hopping over to Europe.
And we will always be waiting for the opponent, most likely. We'll see.
Most likely.
But in the meantime, while we were casting this explosive series, we also got a community sub gift from Calibre.
Thank you, Calibre. Thank you so much for the support. Gifting a tier 1 sub to Grazel in the chat. Thank you, Calibre. If you're wondering, Calibre is the team owner of Juggernauts, another Southeast Asian esports team, StarCraft team. So thank you for the support. We always do appreciate it. Gracias. As you can see on the screen right now, we are going to be hopping on over to Europa as we have another TVP ready for us.
Yeah, and actually our players seem to be ready. I'm not sure if they're gonna inf question mark. Okay, there's a lobby link. There you go. I got
Yes.
scared for a moment because I saw them both in game. I'm like, did they just?
All good, all
No.
good. Yeah, it's great to see that they were ready because this was supposed to be the series that we started with, but it was postponed a little bit. Art was a little bit busy, but it seems that he is now ready to dive in, to get some StarCraft going, and yeah, we're gonna have a European version of what we just saw.
I mean, we had a European in the previous series.
True,
so-
true. Oh god, with two players that we're a little bit more familiar with. Both of these players, or at least one of them, is a regular in our weekly Sparkling Tuna Cup. Meanwhile, the Terran player has shown up a couple of times, and we'll see which one of them comes out on top.
Indeed. Yes, we are looking. Look, what a coincidence. What are the chances? What are the odds? We are looking at another Polish Protoss player, this time in pink, representing Genesis Gaming. It is Art.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Russian Terran player himself. He is green, representing Storm Gaming. It is Nicoract.
Also, you were curious what was Art's name, and it's Timoteusz.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
There you go. I think that in English that would be like Timothy?
Yeah,
Question mark?
Timothy. Yeah.
I think it's Timothy.
Not Arthur.
Someone bold action Jackson, call an ambulance, but not for me, for your probes. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that was a brutal game too. Like game one between Future and Ziomek was much closer. It was very back and forth, a lot more dynamic. But game two was all in Future's core. Like he was for the most part in full control.
I would say game two was more quirky.
Yeah.
It was like a little more chaotic.
It was. And we'll see what kind of TVP we'll get here. In our second series of the day. So far, decent control there by Nicoract. He does deny the entrance of that probe into the main base with that depot, so he's going to keep Art guessing for the time being.
Oh, now that I think about it, I don't think we saw a single Reaper in the previous series.
We did not. Future, he did avoid that Reaper. He went Marine first in every single game.
Yeah. So there you go. Already we have a difference between the Terran players. And there's a second Reaper on the way as well.
Yeah, interesting. So in recent times, a lot of the Korean players, they avoid their Reaper first, and that kind of became meta in this matchup, just because, like, does early game scouting matter too much? No, it's better to save your gas and be a little bit greedier. But Nicoract, he starts with the Reaper, which to me signifies, again, making sure he scouts his opponent. But the second Reaper, as well as the Hellion, signifies he wants to be aggressive.
Oh yeah, and he's already getting a probe, so that's pretty good. The enemy will chase this Reaper away for now, but he got a decent view on the base. I'm not sure he saw the Stargate though.
He didn't get behind the mineral line, and this is another difference. Both games, Ziomek in the last series did open up Twilight Council, he did open up Blink. This time, Art is going for that Stargate.
Yeah, so completely different matchups here. And we'll see how that will unfold, as this Reaper is once again trying to get some damage, but the Adept is on point.
Yeah, the Adept is going to be able to force him all the way back. Meanwhile, those Reapers have been banking up back at home. We have a second Hellion on the way as well, and now Nicoract is getting ready to pull the trigger. I'm a little bit concerned, though, because we have very little anti-air. A Cyclone is eventually going to be on the way. Is it going to come out in time for that Oracle?
Yeah, that Oracle is almost finished and it's about to fly to the other side of the map, but so is the attack of Nicoract already halfway through.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. The ships do pass in the night. Nicoract is going into that main base again. He can just avoid these Adepts if he wants to and just go straight into the mineral line. But no, he actually wants to take the fight instead.
Yeah, with the Micro on the Reapers, he's actually able to take them down, but the Oracle is now back and he's gonna deal with this attack.
And I mean, I was gonna say maybe that's best case scenario for Nicoract because again, the Cyclone is still not done. If the Oracle hadn't turned around, then it would have been able to do some damage across the map. But at the same time, if the Oracle wasn't at home, Nicoract would have been able to deal damage as well.
Yeah. As the Reapers slowly die to the Adepts.
Yeah, they do get one probe for their troubles, but that is it. And at least with this push, Art was forced to reveal his hands. I mean, right, he showed his Oracle, so Nicoract is now well aware that it is a Stargate opener, and he is preparing himself back at home with a Viking, or a couple of Vikings coming out as well for anti-air.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks like Art wants to harass a bit with these Phoenixes, but like not too much of a committed attack. But it looks like Phoenixes is the way he wants to go with this, as there's still more in production.
Oh yeah, we do have that continued Phoenix production. Ideally, you want to stop at around 5 or 6 Phoenixes. With that, you do have control of the skies. You can CC whatever you want. You can pick off medevacs. You can pick off tanks. You do have map control with that. At the moment, that Phoenix count is looking a little bit low though, so he has to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to lose anything prematurely.
Yeah, he does get a bit of... The Oracle gets a little bit damaged, but it does survive for now, and looks like it's Immortals next for Art.
Yeah, very interesting here. I mean, Art, I guess he saw he saw the Vikings, so he's going out of Phoenix production, which I do appreciate. But here we go, Nicoract is pushing out across the map, and Art, he doesn't really have vision on this. He doesn't know where the army is, but he is throwing down a stasis. He's getting ready.
Yeah, that should help with the SCVs, but the Protoss army is actually very close here. And one of the Adepts falls down.
Oh
Ooh,
god,
this is rough.
Yeah, exactly. No, don't go too far. Ah!
Yep, the status gets triggered, and now the rest of the army is free to move once this force field runs out, but the Phoenixes are still there.
The problem is that Art has bought so much time. We have 2 shield batteries, we have overcharge, we have another warp in shortly as well. We do have the Phoenixes dive in, and both tanks get CC'd.
Yeah, one of the Phoenixes falls down, but the other is still keeping this tank at bay, and the Protoss army should be able to deal with this.
Yeah, exactly. GG gets called. Nicoract. Sorry, Art takes game number 1.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, very nice from Art. Very cool. I really like that position of the shield batteries. It was actually really nice because like they were on the edge of the bases, like just enough that like the whole area in front of the base was basically covered.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
Like both shield batteries were on the edge, and I'm pretty sure they were, at least one of them was close enough to a nexus to be able to overcharge as well.
I think one of them was overcharged actually, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like that was just almost the perfect defense. He slowed down that army so much, and yeah, very solid game there by Art.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. As I'm trying to remember what I wanted to say before we started this series, because there was something and then I completely forgot. But in the meantime, !Macharino will take you to the page where you can support this tournament. The grand finals of the Apprentice Esports SC2 circuit.
Oh yeah, there we go. Also, Funada47S in the chat is like doing my posture check like like a drone. That's not what your posture should be like. God damn.
I mean, maybe he's a drone. Like, I don't judge. Drones are cute. But there are no drones in this matchup, as there's only Protoss and Terran. And looking at the Protoss base, in pink, we have the Polish player. Representing Genesis Gaming, it is Art.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE. Let's go! We have the green Terran player representing Storm Gaming, going for a Rax at home, but also going for some Raxes across the map. We have Nicoract.
Yeah, and I will say when I saw this SCVs going around, I wiggled my eyebrows. Just so you know, chat. I do face expressions. But Unfortunately for Nicoract, there is this probe going around this time. There wasn't last game, I believe.
There wasn't. If you remember, the probe was denied entry, and there we go. Nicoract on top of things once again. The probe will not get into the main base, and the first Rax was at home, so this looks normal.
It looks alright. Not too suspicious, but little does Art know, there are 2 more buildings on the map.
Exactly, he is unsuspecting, he is unaware as he's going for his nexus here on the low ground. Again, everything is looking normal from Art, and the Raxes have finished up.
We're going straight marine. Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Believe
no
it or
gas.
not,
We have no gases, so so we're not going to be seeing like any kind of like Marauder play or anything like that. Not in this build. And Art, like, he's on a bit of a timer. Like, he needs to try and figure out what is going on. His probe is still alive, and maybe he'll be able to figure things out. Oh my god, the boys are being pulled as well. Let's go!
Everyone is just going forward. This probe will just barely not see them. Like, it's striking around, but it won't be able to see all these probes moving out. But they may see the depots.
This probe scout is too late. It is too late. He's going to go up into the main way. Is he going to be denied? Oh, he gets in. Now he knows.
Yeah, he knows there are no workers here. Nicoract, what are you doing? Where are you?
Evacuate the natural.
But he's already in the base.
Evacuate the natural. We don't need to defend the Nexus. He's all in, puppy. He's all in.
Emergency exit.
Oh,
but yeah, the CVs are here, and there's only a Starker and an Adept to defend. Another Starker is on the way, but I don't think they're gonna be here in time.
I mean, we have 3 shield batteries on the way as well. One of them is about to finish up. We do have the boys being pulled, worker on worker action. The Marines are getting surrounded, and the shield battery finishes up.
Yeah, the shield batteries will be what saves the day here, as all the SCVs are falling down, and only a few Marines are now left. And most of the probes survive.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Art has more than double the worker count right now. He has 3 shield batteries. Oh, he does lose a couple of gateway units a little bit needlessly. Again, mate, you have shield batteries. Use them, right? And there we go. He does back up all the way here. And now Art is perfectly fine. GG gets called. Art takes the series.
Yeah. Nicely done from Art. Like, yeah, the beginning of the defense was a little shaky, but like, he got the hang of it, he got the shield batteries, and he was saved.
What a game. What a series. What a series. Congratulations to Art as he does move on to the winners match. And speaking of, I'm going to be switching scenes here, and we can all have a look at how this group has been progressing.
Indeed, as we have our winners match now ready, being between this player we just saw, Art, and Future. While in the elimination match, we are, what is waiting for us is Nicoract versus Ziomek.
Oh yeah, we heard you like TVPs, so we're gonna have TVP after TVP after TVP after TVP.
Look,
we could actually have nothing but TVPs today. It's possible.
Look, I just find it funny that like it perfectly split, so there's no like mirror in winners or elimination match. Like they just like exchange opponents.
I mean, I'm sure it's one of those things where you're very happy that we're not getting any TVTs. You're like, yes.
Like, we may still get a TVT. Don't be too happy too fast.
True.
There's still a chance.
It could happen.
I was more talking about like we don't have a PvP, we don't have a TVT, and we also don't have a Polish versus Polish. There's no mirrors here.
Yeah, not yet. Hopefully we get that at some point. We'll see what we end up getting as the night goes on. As Kuro, we're all gonna be hopping over to the Americas server.
See you in half an hour.
Yeah, it takes a while. It takes a while to
Look, no, I gave up. What I do now is I just close the game, go straight from the launcher. This is the fastest way.
Yeah, I may have to do that as well. Thankfully, we have a little bit of time. The players are going to be conducting their vetoes. They're going to be getting ready, sorting out their server preferences as well. So we have a little bit of time to prepare for that winners match. As a reminder, because it's a winners match, the winner, they move on from this group.
Right. Right. Do you see who I see in the chat?
Who do you
It's the
see?
one, it's the one and only Tapo.
Tapo. I like how first Chaos Fate shows up and then Tapo shows up. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Oh god, but yes, welcome
Also,
everyone.
also, that name will never stop being funny. Just want to say that.
It's a beautiful name.
I am sorry to Tapo, but it's just forever funny to me.
Oh, beautiful. It's beautiful. I can see.
Also, oh yeah. No,
Go on.
yeah. I was gonna say something I wanted to mention. Because Calibre is in the chat, and Calibre is the one of the owners, I believe, of Juggernauts. And in the group C, we do have a Juggernauts player, so look forward to that.
True. Calibre, you should be aware that Beastork is going to be playing in Group C, and we are going to be casting that. Not today, but you know, in a couple of days.
Yeah, so look forward to that, as Beastork is someone we're more familiar with, and we see a lot on this channel. So looking forward to his performance, and he is in group with Patimac, so hey.
He is. So we're going to be a little bit conflicted with who comes out on top there, but we'll be there nonetheless to cast. Meanwhile, I did want to address what Bolt Action Jackson said in the chat, saying that maybe he was a little bit let down by Nicoract. From my understanding, Nicoract has always been a very all-in, a very aggressive player in TVP specifically. I remember this because even in Sparkling Tuna Cup, we casted him there, and he would just always go for all-ins. Just constant all-in after all-in after all-in. I felt so bad for Starduck because that was one of the days where Starduck actually signed up, and he faced Nicoract, and he was playing with a little bit of ping and latency, and he just woke up. So yeah, that kind of matches Nicoract's MO, but when it comes to the other matchups, I'm not too familiar with it. I'm pretty sure he's much more standard, like in the TVTs and the TVZs.
Also, hashtag TVP unwinnable.
Unwinnable.
I want to point out we had both Protoss and Terran winning so far. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, balance so far. But at the end of the day, only one can move on here in the winner's match. There can be only one.
So I need to. I am fixing something, don't worry.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it looks like the players are still conducting their vetoes anyway. They're still kind of sorting things out. Thankfully, we have both found our way to the Americas server. We're here. We're safe. We're sound.
I was just fixing something because we do have our group display with the matches coming up and with the scores. So I had to make sure that it shows correctly.
Yeah,
looks like it does.
And you just reminded me as well, especially because we have a little bit of time to prepare. We are going to have predictions. Let's go.
Oh.
We saw Future showing a great dominant display against Ziomek. We saw Art with just some solid defense against Nicoract.
Like, if you want to predict correctly, seeing Future is pretty useful.
Oh boy.
I couldn't get it when you used predictions and seeing Future in the same sentence. It's just like it's waiting there. It's waiting to happen.
Awful. Okay, here we go. I'm just setting up the predictions here. Winners match. Let's go. So
it's not my fault that players choose these names, okay?
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's always great to have a player with pun potential with their name. Pun potential. You can do a couple of things with Art. You know, it's a little bit trickier, but it can be done as well.
I mean, look, I can just read a random line and it makes sense. Like Sugar is saying, okay, Future is here now. Future is now, you know.
There you go.
And what?
Oh god. Okay, people in the chat, you have 3 minutes to place your bets. Who will be coming out first in this group? Will it be the lone American, the American Terran, or will it be the one of many pink Polish Protoss players?
Not many of them are pink, but it is one of many Polish Protosses. One of the best ones. Let's be clear.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, we find out who wins that one. And who will get to whine more about PvT.
That's what it's all about.
I'm not saying the players are. I'm just saying that like there's this long-lasting conflict between TVP unwinnable and PvT unwinnable, and we've seen arguments from both sides. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, what I have heard from Starduck, fun fact, he has said that, hey, PvT is now winnable. It is now winnable now. So
Ooh,
he has admitted
I'm
that.
shocked. I am now shocked. What made him change his view on the world?
God, he has seen the light. He has seen the light. And here we go. You can hear the beeps, people in the chat. Our players have finished up their vetoes, and we are diving into game number 1.
But Light plays Zerg.
That.
This will never stop.
AI. Also, actually, the predictions are even right now. 1K on both
Ooh.
players.
That's very nice. I mean, it's a pretty solid matchup. As we are now loaded into our first map, which is 2000 atmospheres ELE. And we're looking at the base of Pink Polish Protoss player. Representing Genesis Gaming, it is Art.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the American Terran player representing Alpha X. It is Future.
I wonder if Future will make a Reaper, or if he sticks to his style.
Yeah, I don't know if he is the kind of player to, or if at this portion in the tournament he would prepare specifically for players and predict that Art would move on forward and have something special in store for him. Yeah, I don't know the kind of preparation mindset that a player like Future has. Maybe.
Once again, Art scouting with this probe to make sure he knows everything. I'm also curious what Art will go for. Will he once again go stick with Phoenixes, or will he go for something completely else?
I mean, 2K Atmospheres isn't a bad map for Phoenixes, just because of how large it is. Like, typically you want to go for Stargate openers on a map like 2000 Atmospheres or Glittering Ashes, where you have a little bit more room and less of a risk of a counterattack. But we'll see, because Future is going for that second Rax.
Yeah, slightly hidden there, and he's going for the Reaper as well, so a bit of a change from his previous series.
Yeah, very different. I feel like Future, what he's really doing is he's just showing us his wide array of builds at his disposal. So far he hasn't done the same thing a single game. He keeps things fresh, and he is continuing Reaper production. And this is what I was gonna say earlier. I think he's just gonna go mass Reaper. Yeah.
Oh my god, he is just mass Reapers.
Oh boy.
That's not something you see too often nowadays, do you?
Yeah. 2 Rax Reaper to start things off. Again, it's not all in. He is getting a CC behind this, but this is a way to get map control. This is a way to just YOLO in and get damage done. And this is very map specific, because if you can see here, there are 2 Reaper cliffs to get into the main base. So just regardless, you will find a way in.
Yeah, the Adept may be able to jump between them, but if there's enough Reapers, it doesn't matter even if that one Adept can catch up to them. But hold on, it may actually scout them.
Yeah, the first Adept is zooming across the map. The Reapers are here to meet them. The first Adept, oh god, it already meets them! Ah!
Yeah, meets the Adepts, and it's taking a lot of damage. It's possible it's gonna go down to these Reapers, but at least it scouts them and takes one of them for it.
Yeah, we already have a shield battery here on the low ground. We have 1 Adept as well to help protect this mineral line. The main base is a little bit exposed. But what's important, though, is that these Reapers, their goal isn't just to deal damage, but get into the main and also scout that opener. Oh.
And, I mean, Future is not making more Reapers, so this is the whole force for harassment. And, yeah, he got a bit of lost mining time, but the Adepts were able to stop him there.
Yeah. I mean, there was honestly some pretty significant mining time lost there. I'm a little bit surprised that Future hasn't tried to go into the main base yet. This is pretty crucial, because now Art, he's blocking that entrance. He's walling off. And this hasn't been scouted. Future hasn't seen the Stargate yet. He doesn't know that an Oracle's coming across the map. Oh!
Yeah, he's coming in now, but I still don't think he saw the Stargate, did he?
Nope. He hasn't seen anything. The Oracle gets across the map. What do we have at home to defend? We have a handful of Marines, vanilla Marines, by the way, and that's not enough to stop this Oracle, but oh god, they get it!
Whoa. Yeah, that's why it actually is enough to get this Oracle, as he was trying to target this building SCV instead of the Marines, and it's just enough to take it down, but there is another one on the way.
Yeah, I'll be honest, a little bit of miscontrol there by Art. Vanilla Marines should not be hunting down Oracles. Like, there is no way Oracles, they're zoomy boys, they can micro, they can pivot and encircle and avoid these Marines, especially without stim, but somehow, someway, Art lost his first one, and that is going to alleviate a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it looks like he wasn't paying enough attention to that one.
Oh my
Oracle,
god!
and the second one is getting a lot of damage on it.
Like, there's not even a Cyclone, there's not even a Viking, and Future is dealing with these Oracles so damn well. But at the same time, in come a handful of Adepts, and Marines are going to have a bit of a harder time dealing with this. Oh, never mind. Oh my god, the target fire, the stutter step.
Yeah, it actually works out for Future pretty well. That Oracle is still trying to find damage, but it's so bruised right now.
Yeah, I just this opener just really didn't work out for Art. Feels kind of bad, man. There was so much potential with, like, imagine a world where right now he had 2 Oracles because he kept the first one alive. Now he can dive in, he can kill even more Marines, especially before Stim. But now Stim has completed. This Oracle isn't really going to do too much at all, and now Future is moving out across the map.
Yeah, the Future is moving out and the Robo-Bay is still on the way. Art is making Immortals to fight this, and I'm not sure if that's the best idea.
I mean, Immortals are thick boys, and there aren't a lot of Marines, so it may be enough, especially with Overcharge, especially with a buffer force. But what I'm scared about is the multi-prong. Hellions get into the main base. Oh god, we need a response. It looks like we do have a couple of Stalkers here. They will buy a little bit of time.
Yeah, the SimCity may actually work against Art, as the Hellions are just getting in and getting all the probes while Starkers are trying to chase them, but at the same time the main army is about to get to the natural.
The Immortal, no! Art is being pulled apart. He loses the Immortal. He loses 10 probes in the main base. A couple of Wooden Mines come in as well to help back up these Marines, and this Colossus may not come out.
I think it will. Yeah, with the shield battery it should, but there's not a lot of army here for Art, and the Marines are still up.
Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, there was an overcharge available for Art, so the Colossus will come out. Art will not die here, but he has sustained a lot of losses, mate.
Yeah, and I mean, this was just the round 1. Like, sure, most of the army of Future went down, but there is another wave coming. Oh, did you see that? The Widow Mine shot after it was dead.
Aaron OP. In comes the second wave, but what's important is that, okay, now we have a Colossus, you know, now we have a decent amount of splash damage, we have some shield batteries to back him up as well. Overcharge is on cooldown, bear that in mind, but yeah, it is more than enough to push Future away. Art, he will be able to hold on.
Widow Mine? I mean, there's not a lot of workers on this base, so it's not like he's gonna get a lot. He gets a Stalker, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, gets a bit of a Stalker, is going to delay some mining time here. Oh my god, the medevac, no, get out of here. It looks like it will just barely be able to boost away. Behind all of this, Future is getting a third base on location. Bearing in mind that his third base is relatively late, just because he was being as aggressive as he was, so he has to catch up, he has to do all this damage.
Ooh, the SimCity. Oh, if only he targeted all these probes in the choke.
Almost. I mean, mate, 5 probes for 2 Widow Mines, not bad. Another 2 Widow Mines come in.
Yeah, they actually gets a lot of damage on this Phoenix, which is very nice for Future. But yeah, that's about it for that.
Yeah. I mean, again, Art has weathered the storm, and even though he sustained a bunch of losses earlier, even though he is down in workers, he still has 3 Nexuses with, you know, triple chrono boost to catch back up in workers. He has his Colossus, he's getting extended thermal lands. Like, he is slowly but surely stabilizing.
Yeah, and I mean, Future went for a quite aggressive opening, and now, like, he kinda, you know, has to sit back and, like, catch up in the economy and everything, so... Yeah, he's giving a little bit of time to Art, but not too much, as there's still a lot of army on his side.
Yeah, like you say, catching up, he has surpassed Art, like because of all the economic damage, because of all those probes going down. Because I'm actually a little bit surprised this third base is still not saturated by Art, like just because of how much has been going on. He hasn't been able to afford this. He's even supply blocked right now. 5 pylons thrown down. Now is not the time, Art, because Future is coming in, and there's not a lot of buffer here for this Colossus. We need another warp in.
Yeah, it's basically just Colossi with some sentries, and there's quite a lot of bio army on the other side of these rocks. But Future is not attacking yet, so Art may just have enough time.
I mean, we just saw a warp in at that third base, which means a warp in is not available here. Art is not responding.
Not the worst. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay, Copium. 5 probes go down. The armory is done, so the Widow Mines are still here. They may get another shot off. Meanwhile, here comes the army of Future. He has the Vikings. The Colossus is going to go down one after the other.
Yeah, and the Nova doesn't even explode, and Future takes game number 1.
Oh my god. He doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't. I mean, this was a very aggressive game for Future. Like, it was not an all-in game, but it was a very aggressive game.
Yeah, very like high tempo game where we just had constant Widowmine drops and Hellion drops and Marine pushes, and he was pulling Art apart. Obviously, Art is playing at a little bit of a ping disadvantage because we are on the Americas server, but yeah, I don't know how much we can really place the blame on that, because he wasn't just struggling to defend like his bases, but also his Oracle control was lacking a little bit at the start of the game as well, and that was his opener. Like, when you open up with Oracles like that and they don't do anything, like, you already set yourself behind.
Yeah, indeed. And we'll see what he comes up with for the second game, because it looks like so far I want to say he went for that Stargate every game, but like also, I mean, one of the games was over a little quickly, so I don't know if we were able to see what Art was really going for there. But I wonder if he's gonna change up his style a little bit this time.
Yeah, I would be surprised if we see another Stargate opener. I would imagine we see something a little bit more standard with Blink Stalkers on Hardwire. But we'll see. We'll see if maybe even Art wants to switch things up and be the aggressor instead.
Yeah, I mean, look, it may just work.
May just be enough as we are loading into game number 2 of this winners match. Let's go.
And once again, we are looking at the pink base of the pink Protoss, of the Protoss player representing Poland, as he is the pink Protoss Polish player representing Genesis Gaming. Art.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the American Terran player representing Alpha X, already leading the series 1-0. It is Future.
Oh, what is that FPV doing?
Oh my god, what a madman.
Right, why beating?
Yeah,
Why?
Yeah, we do have a proxy Rax, the boldest proxy Rax you can go for in the natural base of Art.
I mean,
and you'd be
still build
surprised
it in the main.
Yeah, true. You'd be surprised how often a Protoss player will miss this, by the way. It's not the most common thing to check behind this. When this rose in popularity, Protoss players did consistently check behind the mineral line, but I don't know if Art is going to be able to do that here.
Yeah, I don't. On that note, he's not sending that probe yet for scouting, which he did in all previous games.
Meanwhile,
so I'm not sure he's gonna scout at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of gas here on the way. We do see a Reaper coming out first, so I guess Future's looking to transition. Goes for the eBay block.
Wait, I didn't see it, did he?
No. Because when he goes down here, he's gonna be a little bit busy with the eBay, so he's not gonna scout. Oh! He doesn't see. He doesn't see, puppy.
He's gonna see with the pylon, right?
Gas.
Yes, he steals the gas. Now it's time to recruit him. I'm sorry, but that's the rule.
God, here we go. Okay, the first Reaper comes out. Probes are going to fall left and right. Zealot a little bit too preoccupied with this engineering bay, but I mean, what's a Zealot really going to do against a Reaper?
I mean, yeah, so it doesn't even bother with the Reaper, but the probes are actually getting damage on it, so Future has to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, he really does, but now we have 3 probes going down, almost 4 as a couple more shots, and he will get the 4th probe. This is already paid for itself, especially because, mate, we have more Reapers coming out as well.
Yeah, and because Art walled off that Reaper cliff, that actually the Stalkers take so long to get from there. So it actually gives more time to Future to get damage with Reapers.
Exactly. I mean, what I will say is that thankfully Art did focus. Oh man, that's not even a full wall.
The wall.
No, the wall is not a wall. The Reapers come back in.
Oh no! More probes are falling.
What I was gonna say is that Art did a really good job with his first Zealot at taking down that engineering bay, because if he didn't, then it would take him so long to expand. It would take him so long if that one Zealot was just running around and trying to chase down these Reapers. So a very nice adaptation here. Because of that, the Nexus isn't too late. But again, that was still a lot of losses.
Yeah, and the Super stayed alive for a very long time too, so gotta commend Future on that. But now, is he prepared for this counter-attack?
That is the question. Reaper is zooming all the way back home. The first Cyclone is out, and with this Cyclone, she should be pretty good. I mean, decent control there. Art, he does pull back, he does cancel, deny the lock-on.
Yeah, this command center may actually get denied if Future is not careful enough. But yeah, Art decides, yep, I don't want to walk into this, and Future is safe.
Yeah, he really does end up respecting Future's position. We can see that there were only 2 units for Future, so I think Art may have been able to get the kill in the SCV. I don't know if he would have been able to deny the CC though, so it would have been risky nonetheless. Art doesn't want to take the risk, he wants to be safe, so he turns around, doesn't lose any gateway units needlessly.
Yeah, and looks like we're moving on to the next stage of the game, as Blink is on the way, as well as the Robo and tank production on the side of the Terran.
Yep, here we go. The first tank is on the way. We did have a couple more Raxes thrown down as well instead of a 3rd TC. So again, what we expect Future is looking to be aggressive, and we'll see if Art can hold on here after sustaining all those losses. I mean, he's recovering, and he is looking to take that 3rd base to help again replenish his lost workers.
Yeah, so I guess now we wait. Well, what the players are gonna go for? Is Art gonna be aggressive with his Blink, or is Future gonna move out with all these Marines that he's making, as Steam only just started?
Yeah, Stim is on the way. What's important is that Art did open up with Blink Stalkers. Twilight Council was thrown down, so he's more focusing on that ground army. But yeah, go on.
He flagged that wall.
He did. Yeah. The wall is a wall.
I think it's a wall. It looks like it's not, but I think it's a wall.
It should be a wall. Looks can be deceiving. Oh god. But again, Art is still looking to be the defender for the most part. He has to be careful because he doesn't have a lot of production. If we look at the buildings here, he's working off of 2 gateways. So if there's ever an engagement where he loses too many stalkers, a counterattack would be devastating. Like, he has to be very careful with these stalkers.
Yeah, and as we know, Man with Gun OP.
Man with Gun is pretty good.
But that said, Steam is only halfway done, so maybe Art can hit just before the timing, but there is a tank there as well, so this is a very, very dangerous situation.
Well, again, this is just to like contain his opponent and catch any kind of move out. I don't like, even though Art has high ground vision, blinking up into the main base, I don't think it's the right call. He goes for it though. Oh god.
Yeah, he snipes both of the Cyclones, but the bio is here to damage the Stalkers.
Oh yeah, he gets in and he gets out. He was able to recognize, hey, there wasn't a tank here because Future switched out of that tech lab. He started Widowmine production instead. He only relied on a single tank, and because of that, he lost his Cyclones.
Yeah, indeed. And the Reaper is still alive. Not for long, but he was still there.
Oh god, shout out to that Reaper. Meanwhile, here comes the push. Oh god, the medevac's were a little bit exposed.
Yeah, one of them almost goes down, but now the rest of the army catches up, and Art has to move back to defend.
Yeah, he does. What I will say is that Art is working on his production. 3 more gateways are on the way, alongside the 2 more that he threw down. So he will have the production to warp in and defend at home. Shield batteries are being thrown down in those locations you were praising him for before.
Yeah, once again with the nice locations, but those stalkers are falling to the marines before the fight even happens, and the concussives are on the way as well.
At the same time, we do have a Zealot run-by. We did have a proxy gateway here for these run-bys, so Art is dealing damage. At the same time, Future, he's trying to push himself in. The tank!
Oh, the tank actually falls without sieging, and now it's just Bio, which is fairly weak, while so many SCVs are falling back at Future's base.
Yeah, exactly. Like this push, there's no way that Future can really make too much happen here. He does stim his way forward. It looks like he will get on top of the Immortals. Oh my god, I underestimated the power of the Bio without the tank.
Yeah, I mean, he did get these Marauders as well, but he's losing 15 SCVs at home to that Zealot run-by because he moved out with all of his army.
Yeah, exactly. He left himself vulnerable, so he sustained so many losses. He needs to do more damage than just kill the army. He's gonna try and focus out whatever he can. Oh, Widowmine shot goes off on the Observer, and he's not stopping, by the way. I wouldn't be opposed to maybe Future even pulling some boys. Like, if he's gonna be this all in.
Yeah, if you're gonna just keep going, might as well, right? But Future is wiser that he goes back, but there's more Zealots in his base.
Ah, there's more Zealots getting into the mineral line. Future this time, though, his army isn't too far away, so no more 15 SCV kills, and throws down the CC on location, and Art has eyes on this.
Yeah, and it's getting denied for now as well. Oh, it even cancelled.
Mate, we gotta pull the boys, right? There's no way. Future cancels? Like, he is 100% on there. Wait, let's go!
There
the
they
boys
go.
are on the way!
Yeah, but I mean, I guess we don't have Colossus yet, right? I don't know, there is one. No, never mind.
We have one Colossus. It doesn't have extended thermal lance. Again, Future is hoping to catch his opponent because Art thinks that Future is macroing. He thinks that he's going for a longer game. Future needs to dive on this Colossus. He needs it. He needs it.
There's so many charges though. He has to be careful.
Is he? Oh god.
No, overcharge is activated as well. The Widowmines are dealing with most of the Zealots, but there's still more left over, and the second Colossus joins in.
Yeah, it does. The boys are a little bit too late. We see a full surround on the army of Future with a second Colossus. I think it's going to be enough. Future, he's trying to rotate around. He's trying to get on top of at least one of the Colossus, but he can't get to them. Oh.
Yeah, I think the Terran army got a little bit too spread out, but that said, he is taking down all these robo units.
Yeah, he gets one, but there's just too many reinforcements. GG gets called, and Art fights back. He ties up the series 1-1.
That he does. Very nice from Art. Art seems like a more like calm player, just like, you know, carefully picking apart the opponent. Like, and Future is more like, we go, let's go, let's do it. It's like it's not all in, but like he's just very dynamic.
You say that, but this game he literally did go all in. So.
Yeah, but what I was saying is that like it wasn't like an all in after an all in after an all in. Like there was like more finesse to the build. Like there was more quickness to the build as well with the proxy straight up.
Yeah, there was. Like I did think that Future had a really good early game, but I think it was a odd choice for him to skip the second tank. Because of that, the Stalkers did more damage than they really should have, and it also kind of weakened that push as well from Future. Like he was very dedicated with that. Again, not leaving anything at home, and the key moment there, the key moment of victory for Art was that Zealot run-by. It was just getting 15 SCV kills. Ooh.
Yeah, and the Widowmines didn't really do much, did they? I'm not sure about the choice there.
Yeah, but you know what? This is best case scenario because we have our ace match.
That we do. And we are now on Blackburn LE, as we see our, once again, pink Protoss Polish player, or PPPP for short. Representing Genesis Gaming, it is Art.
And And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have our American Terran player representing Alpha X. It is Future. I love what Bolt Action Jackson said in the chat. Sharpen your drills, boys.
Look.
Oh,
They were not sharp enough.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the drills were sharp, but the wheels were not enough.
Yeah, I think also like the boy pool was a little bit mistimed as well, because we had like a second wave of boys that came in when half the army was already dead. You know, it was a little bit haphazard.
Look, they didn't get the memo, okay?
Yeah. But again, like
they were very busy.
That was never the initial plan for Future. He was kind of forced into that all-in because of the denial of the CC.
What is this emote?
The Charmander?
Yeah, Charmander chasing its tail.
Is that? I think that's Juanito. I think that's one of Special's emotes.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Sorry, I see Winnie and I see Pokemon. I think Special.
Yeah, you would think it would be special, but no, I don't think so.
True. It's very cute though.
It is very cute. It's a good picnic emote.
We need a version of that, but our duck like running around in a circle. You know?
No, it would be like the platypus just waving its arms, because it already has the Omnos, it can have the panic now.
Yeah, very Psyduck-esque.
Why is our platypus so stressed?
Very Psyduck-esque. As Future is going for a proxy factory in the main base, he heard you he was listening to the cast, Kuro, when you said, it could be in the main.
Look, I just said, like, you could be more bold. Okay?
I get scattered! No!
I mean, it wasn't very hidden, was it?
Yeah.
Aww. I feel like that's maybe not the best map to do this on.
I mean,
it's a little bit.
It was hidden, but if you look at the vision, unfortunately, Future didn't see where the gateway was, so he didn't know that the gateway would rally right past it. If it was over on the right instead, then it would have been fine. But
I'm not sure. Like, it's very close to the ramp. I feel like that may be a little bit of a risky place. Like, I feel like it may work better on different map.
Maybe, but bit of a rough start for Future. His factory is delayed because of this, because he did have a proxy factory. Mate, if you do that, mate, might as well just throw down a factory on the low ground and just float it in, you know?
Yeah, go full White Hydra.
Yeah.
But this adept is scouting everything, but pays with its life for it.
Feels bad, man. Future unfortunately was unable to deny the scout, so now Art is well aware that, hey, we have a 2-on-1. You know, it isn't a 3 ranks or anything like that, but he just saw all that production.
Yeah, and Art once again going for that Stargate, as this Oracle is on the way to Future's base, and we'll see if it can get some damage this time.
Yeah, I mean, there is no stim. There are a lot of Marines. Art, mate, your control has to be on point. You have to babysit this Oracle. You have to pay attention as, oh my god, he almost gets surrounded again. Ooh.
He really wants to deny this building, but the starboard finishes, and he may get some kills in the natural, but doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I think he gets 1 SCV in total. Meanwhile, the Adept, gets focused down in the natural base. Oracle gets into the main, gets a second SCV.
Yeah, 2 SCVs. Good idea, but hey, it's something.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, he also gets a full scout again of the main base just to confirm whether NG bays get thrown down, what kind of add-ons are going to be on the factory. So again, just gathering all that information.
Indeed, as Art follows this up with Blink once again. So I assume he's gonna be switching to a more ground army composition from now.
Yeah, and this makes sense. I feel like Blackburn is a really risky map to go Phoenixes on. Again, just because of the rush distance, just because these pushes can hit very hard. So yeah, Art just goes for the 1 Oracle and then transitions from there.
The chat just caught up.
The testicular fortitude. The size of this man's cojones. Oh my god. It didn't work, but it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was an attempt, but as was this Oracle's attack, which takes another 5 SCVs, but the attack of Future is on its way to Art's bases.
Yeah, exactly. Art should have been prepared for this, and he's waiting for the drop to go into his main base, so he's prepared, whether it's a natural or the main. Instead, the drop heads towards that third base. We see the snip, and we do see a cancel on the third.
Yeah, denied the base for Art, and now going against this, because there is enough shield batteries though, so these Marines will not have any luck doing damage.
Yeah, exactly. Art is able to force all this back, but Future, like, he already dealt the damage he wanted to, and he goes for a bit of a surround.
Yeah, a bit of a surround with the Marines, and now the Stalkers are far away from the shield batteries, and a lot of them will fall.
Oh, decent trades here by Future. You know what? He wants more. He's looking to deny the third again. Can he get it?
Do it. Do it. The Stalkers are not here.
Go, puppy, go,
He's
go.
Come on, Future. You can do it. There you go.
Oh my god. And honestly, this is pretty massive. Like, denying the third base not once, but twice with just pure Marine, and being able to keep the second medevac alive, but at the same time, Oracle gets in again.
Ooh, the Oracle actually goes down to a turret that is now there, but it did take down another 3 SCVs, so it slowly adds up for more and more damage dealt by Art, as he's finally able to set up that third base.
Yeah, so we kind of have to take a little bit of a step back and take a look at what's transpired here, because Future, he lost 11 SCVs to those Oracles. To the Oracle, singular, I should say. So
Yeah.
he did sustain a lot of economic damage, but he did delay this third base by a lot for a long time. So he was able to reciprocate in some way, and that kind of evens things up. The other important thing to take note of is that we still don't see a third for Future, so he's investing a lot in this push.
Yeah, I mean, 2-base Tyrant can be pretty scary, and these Marines are now moving out together with the tanks. There's more than one tank this time. Future didn't stop production in this game, and these Stalkers may actually not be enough.
Yeah, and where is Future headed? He wants to go straight into the main. He gets spotted.
Oh, and he's in the slow zone as well. I'm not sure how this is gonna work out for him.
I mean, this is a decent position for the tanks. Meanwhile, the Stalkers are trying to come in from behind, but Future, he has his Marines in position, and the tanks, they're getting on top of the production.
Yeah, taking down the gate, and now taking down the Cybernetics core as well, so no more Stalker warpings for a while.
Oh, exactly. Concussive Shell is going to finish up in a couple of seconds, and once that does happen, Future may be looking to break on out. He has to be very careful, though, because, again, Art, he was in position to catch reinforcements and maybe even catch the drop, but instead he goes for a counterattack.
Yeah, he will meet up with these reinforcements here, and he may take them down. The tank falls first, but there is another one on the way as well.
Yeah, but now that the Stalkers have left their position, Future is free to unsiege and move on out across the map. The Stalkers, they did get one tank, but they're not going to be at home to defend. Future, he can go for the third, but he's trying to catch the Stalkers instead.
Future. Your future may be short if you don't attack before the storm, puppy.
Future could have hit this third base a couple of moments ago, but here we go. He just regathers, repositions his army. He's headed towards his third. Storm finishes in 9 seconds. We have enough energy for 2.
Yeah, there is the High Templar, and
yet.
this is mostly Marine army. It may fall so quickly to a good storm, so Future has to be really careful here.
Oh god, he really does. Again, only 2 High Templar. We have 1 storm in the chamber. We need a little bit more time for the second storm.
Yeah, Art is setting up. Future is sieging this position. Who is gonna attack first?
The tanks are in position. They are in range. Almost take down one of the High Templar.
Ooh, the boys are now here as well, as the Vikings are trying to move forward, but the Protoss attacks.
We see 1 storm. We should be seeing a second storm shortly. The tanks are falling, but that's it. That's all the splash damage.
Yeah, that was all the storms, and there are still more Marines left over, and they are taking over this third base. 1 more tank is still alive, and all the probes are falling down.
Yeah, the third base goes down. The army goes down as well. We see a scan. We see a couple of High Templar here, but they just got morphed in. They do not have enough energy for anything.
And Future, should be, I guess, tops the group in the Apprentice Esports circuit.
GG, well played, Future. Again, he didn't necessarily go for 2-base all-ins every game, but he was very aggressive on 2 bases. His third was always an afterthought. Even in this game, he pulled the boys. He knew how much of an advantage he had, and he hit just before there were too many storms available. Imagine if maybe we had one more. If we had one more High Templar. Art, he was only working with 2 at the time, and he couldn't necessarily afford too much because of how late his third base was, because of how long it took him to get that base saturated.
Yeah, I mean, it also did help the way Future set up this attack, as all of the Marines were waiting on the high ground, and like the force moved in with mostly like Vikings, some Marines, mostly the SCVs, and like the main bio ball was like waiting on the high ground for the rest to like clean up the front. So very nicely done from Future.
Very nicely done indeed. Congratulations, Future. He comes out first in this group. He can now go get some food, get some rest easy, and prepare for that playoff bracket. Meanwhile, we are still not done for the day.
We are not. We still have 2 more series to go today, as the next up is the elimination match between Nicoract and Ziomek.
Oh, exactly. As we have a look at the bracket here, we can see the road of our players, the road of success, of victory for Future, as he did end up dropping a map, but not a series. Again, really, it's how it should have been. You know, at least we got our ace match between our two in a way finalists. But now we have to find out, who do we say goodbye to? Who gets eliminated from the group?
Indeed we do. Yes, let me quickly... No, I haven't been updating this. Oh no.
Oh god, there we go. The predictions have gone through. We are getting ready. We will not have predictions for the elimination match because we're just diving in now. But we will have predictions for the decider match.
Nicoract versus... I may or may not be updating this on TL. It's okay, don't worry.
Yes, we're updating things all over the place. Again, no predictions here for the elimination match. We'll save it for who else gets out of the group.
Poor Calibre in the chat.
Mi puntos, ¿por qué, papi? ¿Por qué? Calibre, he is lamenting losing all of his points. Ay, ay, ay.
I've seen the chat, but we don't have time to lament over the lost points, as we are already in the next series in the elimination match. On Glittering Ashes, we have the Green Terran, representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Nicoract.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the Polish Protoss player. This one is not pink. This one is blue, representing Team Blazer. It is Ziomek. I hope you're ready for a quick series.
Oh boy.
He is not going to be checking. Okay, the probe is zooming out across the map. And Nicoract is actually getting a gas with this, so it's not going to be any kind of Marine all-in. Reapers are going to be the name of the game here, as he does get his second gas as well.
I mean, the Reapers didn't do amazingly today, did they? They did get some damage. Like, I mean, in all series, they did get fair damage, but like they were not like game ending or anything. So we'll see if Nicoract can pull it off.
Yeah, and this time Nicoract isn't mind gaming either, because there's no racks at home. So immediately Ziomek comes in, and there's no question that there is a proxy out on the map. The difference is that you could argue, Beyond does this a lot, where he goes for a pseudo proxy and just makes the racks in his own natural or at his third base location. But we can see that this is committed, and even a bunker being thrown down.
Yeah, right at this base. And actually the SCV is protected for now, spawning right in the little pocket, but not for
the
long.
RNG! The probe can't keep up! He's trying to keep up, the SCV keeps juking and jiving!
Oh,
he's
so
safe!
lucky.
He actually can't be attacked, but there we go, he does end up on the other side. The Reaper shows up just in time to keep the SCV alive. Can he save it? Up!
Yeah, the SCV is alive, and the bunker will finish. The Zealot is now here, but with the bunker, doesn't really matter.
The RNG is disgusting here. Like that one spot, literally, he cannot be attacked by melee units. Meanwhile, the Reaper comes in, gonna be dancing with the Zealot. Stalker is on the way as well. But this is gonna be so annoying.
Yeah, once again, this is not yet game ending, but it's definitely very annoying to the Protoss player, and now even losing probes.
Yeah. Looking at the units lost, have 3 probes and a Zealot, and more importantly, because the bunker finished, we are going to have 0 mining here at the natural base until the bunker gets dealt with.
The city is so low though.
It is. Ah!
Another probe goes down, and the Stalker actually snipes the SCV. Very nice.
That was very nice, but the Stalker will pay for it with his life. It goes down as well, and more probes.
Yeah, more probes are being damaged. There are still no shield batteries anywhere inside. There is one in natural now, but there are no probes here.
Yeah, now that the shield battery is here at the natural, now Ziomek can clean up this bunker. The Stalker will be able to stay alive. But with the DPS of 3 of these Reapers, oh god, that's a lot of DPS.
No, this probe, poor probe, just was produced right into the bunker, falls down.
Oh my
god! But the next one should be safe.
And I love this. Okay, so there's layers. There's multiple facets to what Nicoract is doing right now, as we do see. Oh my god. Once this bunker has been dealt with, we have a Widowmine drop on the way. Not just a Widowmine drop, Armory is on the way as well. Do we have any detection?
Yeah.
We have 0 detection!
Yeah, Ziomek was so focused on defending these that he did not go into a starport or Stargate. He did not go into a robo. They are just Stalkers with Sotobi blink, but they won't help when you have no detection.
There's no forge for cannons, there's no robo, there's no Stargate, there's no way whatsoever. In comes the Widowmine drop, and the only chance that Ziomek has is to kill these Widowmines before they burrow, but they burrow! No reaction!
No reaction, no pull. And the shield battery won't help with that, as 11 probes are falling down in the main. And if you remember, there was barely any mining in the natural, so this is actually a huge loss.
The Reapers come in as well. No mineral line is safe. Nicoract is all over the place. We have another quadruple Widowmine drop coming across the map as well. This may just be game, because it's going to take so long for this robo to finish up, so long for the Observer to come out.
Yeah, the Widowmines are just chilling. Another 3 probes. As the second Widowmine drop is just waiting in front of the base.
I mean, the big brain move would be if he goes into the natural and has one in range of the robo, so when the Observer comes out, you scan and you snipe it.
I think he wants to. I think he wants to do that. 2 Widowmines are going to the natural.
They are sneaking over into the natural. They're getting behind the mineral line. Ziomek, ¿por qué, papi? No! Ziomek!
16, 17. Sold. Is that what they call the death by 1,000 cuts?
Those weren't cuts, mate. They were those were giant slashes across the chest. Oh my god. GG, well played. Nicoract does take game number 1 with a proxy, followed up by those absolutely disgusting Widowmines. And again, this is kind of the Nicoract we expect in this matchup. He is very cheesy, very aggressive. It's what he does, and even if your opponent knows how you play, doesn't mean they can stop it.
Yeah. Also, I like that chat suggested that it's BPPP. No, because it's a blue Protoss.
True. Yeah. Oh god.
It sounds like some kind of like a bird. BPP.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the BPPP. P. Oh god. But yes, I believe you're correct, 47ness, where you have to start and stop to re-trigger the location that SCV would be on that bunker. Yes, there is some finesse to that.
Yeah, definitely. There is macro involved. It's still a little bit lag, but there definitely is some control involved in getting that RNG to happen. But let's see if once again we will see some fancy stuff from this man, because there is another SCV on the map. We have the Green Terran player, representing Psystone Gaming. It is Nicoract.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres ALE, getting proxied once again. We have the blue Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer. It is Ziomek.
And once again, there is a gas on the way, so not to dot straight Marines. Are we seeing Reapers once again?
We are. Reapers are going to be on the horizon. Ziomek is going for that probe scouts, looking to see what the hell is going on. We'll confirm that the Rax is missing, but again, that doesn't 100% mean that the Rax is across the map. But because it's Nicoract, he should know.
Yeah, I mean, after last game, like you would probably have PTSD, you know.
Yeah, immediately Zealot is on the way. Cybercore gets thrown down. Like, I'm pretty sure this Zealot was actually delayed in the previous game, so Ziomek was kind of second guessing himself a little bit. But interesting decision here. Nicoract, he goes back with this SCV. He is not going for that bunker the way that he did the previous game.
Yeah, I guess he expects more of a defense from Ziomek this time, or maybe he's saving the SCV for something else later.
Yeah, I mean, a factory is thrown down back at home, so Nicoract, he's adapting, he is transitioning. It isn't anywhere near as committed as game one.
Yeah, definitely. This Reaper is gonna get in, get a good scout. The Adept is still on the way, so no damage there. But he may get a few probes.
Oh, he wants one, he does get one! He has to be careful not to get surrounded. Ooh, so far only a single probe kill, so defense not too bad here from Ziomek.
Also, chat is suggesting that he would have more luck if he was pink. I don't know.
True. We need all.
It has yet to be tested.
We need as much P as we can get.
What?
Oh god.
And as I said,
where's Vindicta when you need him?
Yeah, I know, right? That SCV does have its role as it's building starport in that spot on the map, as the Reapers are trying to get some more information.
Yeah, this is really weird. The starport isn't necessarily weird, but we have magfield accelerators on the way for Nicoract. Does he intend to go for a cyclone drop into the main? As the two Reapers, no, they get back into the main base and they get even more probe kills.
Yeah, 3 more probes fall down. And there's quite a few losses for Ziomek now.
It's Banshees! He's getting a tech lab!
Look, just proxy everything. Why not?
Just tech in every direction, mate. Go magfield accelerators with the cyclones. What's important is quickly looking at the vision of Ziomek. He did see that the tech lab was researching, so it's either blue flame or magfield. He should recognize that blue flame would not really be a thing here. So at least he did get a little bit of scouting information, but there is that cloak.
Yeah, and he's going for a robo now, so there is a chance he will get the observer, but will he have enough army to deal with the Banshee?
That's going to be the question. I mean, at least he will have detection. It won't be just instant GG when the Banshees show up. Ziomek will be able to deal with it. But I wonder if it's going to be like a multi-prong attack. Is Nicoract going to bank up a couple of Banshees, bank up some Cyclones, and then hit the main and the natural at the same time?
Maybe. That would be a good one, but I don't know if he can like mass up enough army before Ziomek has his.
Yeah, we'll see, because Ziomek, he's looking to take a third base. Again, he just wants to play StarCraft, you know? He just wants to play a normal macro game, get into the mid game, you know? He's pure. Let him do it, puppy. Let him go.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Ziomek, you know? I don't know.
I'm a little bit worried because the observer is rallied across the map, which makes sense, right? You want to scout, but this does mean that he may have to recall it back home to help deal with these Banshees.
Yeah, and they are slowly being backed up as there are 2 more factories coming up, so we are going for that cycle mech.
You don't see it often, but Nicoract is going mech versus Protoss. Oh my god, the Banshees reveal themselves. Ooh, they did accidentally shoot that pylon, so a little bit of an A move there. Ziomek, he does get a bit of a heads up, but probes are falling, and now they're invisible.
Yeah, and the observer is slowly moving back here, but the cyclones should be on the way as well.
Yeah, the Cyclones rock up and they're looking to deny this Nexus, and they will. The Stalkers are a little bit too preoccupied with the Banshees, and they get their lock-ons. Aye, aye, aye.
Yeah, this Nexus is falling down. Will he cancel?
Ah, cancel! No!
Yeah, he was distracted with the Banshees in the main, so he did not have the chance to cancel. As they are taking down 18 probes and still one of them is alive.
18 probes and counting, as well as the loss of this third base. Nicoract is just playing with his food right now. He's all over the place, and Ziomek is just really struggling to keep up. He doesn't really have much going for him. He doesn't have a forge for +1. He's working on charge, but he doesn't have a lot of gateways to work with. He doesn't have a lot of economy to produce and get an army up and running.
I just want to say that somewhere Lumia is very happy. And he doesn't know why.
Yeah. Lumia, he may be asleep right now, but he's smiling.
He's having some good dreams of that probe.
Some good Banshee dreams. 29 probes go down, as well as a kill on the third base, and Nicoract is amassing nothing but Cyclones.
Yeah. Look at that. They even get fixed by the CVs, like taking care of this whole army, and now it's ready to move out to Ziomek's side of the map.
Here we go. The Observer, I believe, missed the army move out, so Nicoract isn't quite aware. He does have a decent amount of Stalkers here. Blink is finished, so he can use that to deny these lock-ons, but here we go. The Cyclones are going to rock up, and Overcharge is not available.
Yeah, there are no shield batteries. I mean, there is one, but it's out of energy now, and the Cyclones are taking down quite a few of the Stalkers. And once again, this Nexus is in danger.
Yeah, exactly. We have even more lock-ons. No, another wave of Stalkers go down. The lock-ons were used on the Stalkers, so he won't be able to take down this Nexus, not yet. But that Stalker count is looking incredibly low.
Yeah, and the Overcharge was used as well, so that's another thing that doesn't just pay off for Ziomek, as more and more Cyclones are rallying in.
This Nexus is not long for this world. Ziomek, he's not gonna get his third. He's never gonna get it. All he wants in life is a third base, puppy.
Yeah, and as we said, this Overcharge is not available, so this shield battery doesn't actually help. And now it's just this Stargate trying to defend from the Cyclones.
Yeah, and I can't believe it's actually just mass Cyclone. 5 factory production on 3 bases. The Cyclones, they take down the third. They're going to be able to take down the natural base as well. They're going to have a little bit of a hard time pushing up this ramp, but there's no shield battery. Sorry, there's no sentry. There's no force field potential. GG gets called. Ugh.
I would say this is not the way I expected this series to go, but hey.
As a Zerg player, I felt bad for Ziomek. I just want to hug him. I just want to be. It's okay. It's over. Okay, you don't have to deal with that anymore. Oh my god.
That was the kind of the PTSD series, huh?
That was
like
disgusting.
Yeah, this is the kind of the series that, like, afterwards you just like place turrets everywhere. I mean, turrets, you Protoss. Place cannons everywhere. It's just like go full on defenses every time. Lightly to left. He took off his headset. He's gone. Come back from the void.
It's okay, Ziomek. it's over now. Only dreams. Oh god.
It's that one zealot that was chronoed every time on the beginning of the game. It's right.
The probe has to join as well. The probe, because he saw 29 of his brethren die to 2 banshees. Kuro. 2 banshees.
Gonna need some therapy after that. Huh?
Oh god.
But do you know what else this means?
Mm-hmm.
We have no mirrors.
Exactly. It actually happened. Every single series today is a TVP. Switching scenes here, looking at the brackets. Oh my god. TVP after TVP after TVP after TVP, and we now have our decider match.
Indeed we do, and it's between none other than Art and Nicoract. So now Nicoract will face in another Polish Protoss, and I wonder if he's gonna go quite as crazy as last time.
Oh god, I mean, it is just how Nicoract plays. You know, he is one of the cheesiest Terran players in all of Europe, and here we go. Players, they've already finished up their vetoes. We are already diving into our final series of the night, our decider match. And predictions are now open.
Yeah, make sure to vote in these predictions, as we are now loading in to 2000 atmospheres. LE.
Exactly. Place your bets, people. Who is going to be the final player to advance on in this group? Future came out first, but coming out second, will it be another Terran or will it be a Protoss?
And looking at the Protoss we are, as we have the pink Protoss Polish player. Representing Genesis Gaming, it is Art.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have a Russian Terran player representing Storm Gaming. Looking dominant in that last series. Can he do it again? It is Nicoract.
Whose emote is this? Is this Livy? Yeah, this is Livy B's emote.
Oh god.
Like, it's one of the interesting things when you keep up with the chat. You see all the emotes from all the different streamers.
Yeah.
So they are very cute.
Yeah, I saw there's some Artosis, some Roddy, there was some Sal, some old mate Upper Tree Zelda.
Of course.
The StarCraft
I mean, there is
community coming together. True, there is Terran. Oh god, but here we are in the decider match, our final best of 3 of the night, and this is a rematch. You know, Art, we started almost at the start of the night. Art had some impeccable defense, so Nicoract has to approach this a little bit differently.
Yes, indeed. And Nicoract is going for the calmer version right now. No proxy access, no nothing. This SCV will come to be annoying, but nothing too crazy yet.
Yeah, exactly. Just some worker-on-worker action. He does come out on top, but a second probe was thrown down here for Art, so he will get his Nexus up and running. Ooh, interesting. Even came out with a Zealot first here.
Yeah, I think Art saw the previous series and is like, what are you doing? I know you're doing something. What are you doing?
I mean, it makes sense because it's Nicoract, right? And he just had his own series as well. What's important is that with this first Zealot, he will be able to go across the map and maybe even deny this CC. And ooh, so far he's doing a decent job at avoiding the Reaper.
Yeah, very nice, juking the Reaper. Oh, even hiding in the bush as well to break the line of sight. Very, very nicely done by Art. But Nicoract at home is getting prepared for this Zealot, so I don't think he's gonna get any damage.
Boy. Yeah, exactly. But mate, the Zealot is zooming out across the map. We will have a bunker, but we don't have a unit for the bunker because we had an add-on instead for Nicoract. Actually, no, there is one Marine. My mistake. He was
Yeah, I was
there.
gonna say, I saw him making a Marine. Where did it go?
Just hiding behind the bunker. But there we go. Now with this Marine, the Zelda's going to have a hard time getting past the bouncer. Meanwhile, the Reaper gets into the main base, and the Reaper gets a full scout.
Yeah, full proper scout. Even gets a pro for his trouble, but goes down. Also, shout out to Calibre, who's voting for Art only because he's playing pink.
Oh god, yes, the pink Protoss has returned, and I would say that I think we could all agree that Art is a little bit of a higher rated player amongst the Polish players than Ziomek. You know, when it comes to the Polish Protosses, it's like Art, Geralt, and Mana. They're kind of at the top of their pack, the pack of many. So there are a lot of Polish Protosses.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I feel like it's even debatable if it's like, if like Art and Geralt maybe are the best right now. I'm not sure. I don't see Mana in that many tournaments nowadays. Yeah, so it's hard to judge.
Mana is, he's an old man. You know, he's been.
Yes. I'm pretty sure he's younger than me, but. Yes.
He's not as spry as he once was, and the new blood on the block have kind of surpassed Mana nowadays. He does still have like a lot of name recognition, but I think I would agree that I think Art right now is maybe even in stronger form than him. Is it good enough to take down a player like Nicoract? Nicoract, bearing in mind, he didn't proxy. He was forced to more or less have a more macro-oriented approach against Art. Like, that's how much he respects his opponent's defense.
Yeah, I mean, he found out in the previous series that there's not much story. Oh, even make it a snipe.
Unfortunately, Blink is still on the way. If Blink was done, this medevac would have 100% gone down, but Nicoract, he's able to pivot away, he's able to rotate around, and can still pull off this drop.
Yeah, that's some amazing vision from Art, and he did have that unit on the Zelnaga tower. It's actually that Zealot from the start of the game.
Yeah.
Once again, having its use.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Art, he takes the lower Zelnaga, he misses the drop. He was thinking that maybe the drop turned around and went back home, but no, it actually doubled down, and now it's sneaking into the natural.
There's no units here. Art, are you gonna pull the workers?
He doesn't pull. Oh, the panic!
Yeah, he panicked for a moment, but fortunately for him, the Widow Mice actually targeted the probes with less of their brethren nearby, so only 4 are falling down. It could have been so much worse.
That was a very last-minute split there. Split-second split from Art, able to minimize the damage. Only 4 probe kills. It could have been so much worse. Meanwhile, Art, it looks like he will not catch the medevac.
Yeah, just barely the medevac escapes. And yeah, we just move on, I guess.
There's a lot of Raxes.
There's a lot of Raxes, yes.
Now, I'm going to ask you quick, Kuro, as we do have a little bit of lib harassal, a couple of probes go down, is Nicoract going to pull the boys with this push?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Nicoract, he's actually reminding me of an NA player called Skylar. Skylar is another, like, I would say he's the most aggressive Terran player in North America.
Skylar is the highest Terran player in North America.
He is. I love him. He's amazing. But we do have a
yes,
bit of
guys, that's not a pun.
It's it can be. We do have a drop moving out across the map. Nicoract, again, just throwing down 2 more of these Raxes. 5 in total here. I don't know if he's necessarily going to go for another base. I doubt it, but he's definitely going to be waiting for +1 before he hits with his push.
Also, chat is bringing up that there's also Christianer in Poland.
True. Yeah.
True. I'm not sure if he's higher than Art, though.
Yeah, we've been casting some Polish tournaments recently, and it is very close. It is very close between all of them. They do all take series between each other. So it is quite close. Meanwhile, here we go. Nicoract, he is pushing out. This is spotted, and Art is going to try and slow this down, picking off a couple of bio units.
Do you see what I see? There's another warping location for Art, so he may once again try that strategy where he just warps in a bunch of zealots on the other side of the map while defending his base.
Yeah, and it could work. Nicoract, he's not pulling the boys. He is moving out with everything. +1 will finish up in time for this push, but he also went. Oh, he's doing it. It's late though, but he's doing it. Oh no, he's not. Feels bad, man.
Oh no, it's just
I got overly excited.
As these forces are actually splitting the army quite interestingly, but there are tanks in the back. There are shield batteries though as well.
Yeah, meanwhile, we see a surround from these zealots. It looks like they will get on top of these tanks. Every single tank is going to go down. Art just thwarts this push. And now we can go for a bit of a counterattack. He doesn't have a lot of momentum though. He doesn't have a lot of an army, so I don't know if he can go all the way to that 3rd. He's going to try it. Oh my god.
I mean, he's cleaning up this army, so that's nice, but I'm not sure if he's surely going to the other side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, there's not much here as well. Art, he is not stopping. He's sending everything across the map. He will delay this CC by a little bit, but the reinforcements come out. Nicoract will hold on to his 3rd.
Yeah, and it looks like he also scouted that proxy location, so he will not be surprised this time.
Oh yeah, the units are immediately headed towards that proxy to shut it down, to make sure we don't have any crazy zealot run-bys. And Art, throughout all of this, has been taking up. Robotics Bay is done. Extended Dominance is on the way. Colossus are coming out.
But because the army is dealing with this proxy location, it's not here at the third base, and now Art has free reign on it.
Oh my god, so much damage already sustaining on this army. No, the SCVs come down to low ground to try and repair, but that just means that SCVs are going to go down.
Yeah, they do repair this command center a little bit, but it may still fall down.
16, the entire mineral line gets swiped away by the Colossus, and with the help of this Colossus, I think there's just going to be too much Protoss. We do see Nicoract, he's trying to focus it down, but he just can't get close enough.
Yeah, nice micro from Art, pulling it back. This one Marauder on a mission, but the Colossus is still standing.
Oh my god, the Colossus refuses to die. Finally, he gets forced back, but not before killing all those SCVs. At least Nicoract is able to keep this third base up and running. Oh, but that's it. It's not enough.
Yeah.
GG.
Like, yeah.
Yeah?
Hold on. I need to remember how to English. I mean, he looked at his bases, so he decided that this was not enough.
Yeah, I mean, Nicoract, he's a very aggressive player, and like losing all of his tanks, losing all of his medevacs time and time again, losing all of his SCVs as well, he knew that he was not in a great position. Oh, and did end up bowing out there. Now, going into game 2.
Pulling the boys to go mine.
Let's go. Look, I'm just saying, you know, if he had pulled the boys with his army, maybe he would have had more success, you know?
I mean, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, it was a rough position. It was also very smart of Art to set himself up for that surround with the Zealots. Like, that was a pretty crucial moment there in the defense.
Indeed. As we are, once again, we are on Glittering Ashes, everybody. And we are looking at the base of the player who is now up 1-0 in the series. It is the PPPP himself.
Oh my god.
The pink Polish Protoss player, representing Genesis Gaming, Art.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Glittering Ashes ALE, we have the Green Terran player himself, representing Storm Gaming. It is Nicoract. Ah. And I don't blame him. Art starts off with a bit of a scout.
Yeah, exactly. After all the series we've seen from Nicoract, like, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, he's just scouring the map, making sure there is no proxy racks anywhere. And mate, you're up against Nicoract. You got to double check.
Yeah, indeed. Like, you never know where he may squeeze in, like a little bit of a proxy, a little bit of a weirder build. But it looks like once again he's just gonna play a bit more standard.
Yeah, the first Rax is at home, but again, just because he's not going to be proxying, and he's not going for like a one-base all-in, doesn't mean that he isn't going to be aggressive. Yeah, I wonder what he's going to do, because he's almost done it all. Like, we've seen some very committed Invisible Widowmine drops with armories. We've seen Mass Cyclone as well in the previous series. Like, I don't know what to expect from Nicoract.
Yeah, I guess we will find out soon. As for now, he's taking his natural. Nothing too out of ordinary. And this time, Art does not choose to make the Zealot.
Yeah. He, again, recognizing that there's nothing crazy going on, he doesn't waste any resources with that Zealot, even though last game the Zealot did have its role. What's interesting here is that for the first time, I think this series, Nicoract doesn't go for a Reaper. He has opted to go for a much more greedier economic opener, going for the Marine first instead.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh my god. Okay.
Right. The theme of this broadcast. Why building? Building, why?
Yeah.
Why is it there?
Yeah. Mate, why you don't need your building at home, okay? Even Future tried to go for the proxy in the main base. Oh my god, as Art has 3 gates on the way, 1 already done, so it is going to be 4 gate pressure from our Protoss player. And Nicoract is in the dark. He hasn't moved out at all, didn't even go for an SCV scout earlier, so he has no idea what the hell Art is doing.
Yeah,
Especially without a
just
Reaper.
messing up Marines. Just messing up more Marines, and what do you think he's gonna warp in here? Is it just gonna be more Adepts?
I imagine, I mean, Adept's gonna have a pretty good time here against this army. He's waiting for Warp Gate. Warp Gate's gonna finish up in a couple of seconds, and then he can go for his warp-ins. Robo on the way as well. I imagine this may just be for a Warp Prism, but we'll see if he does use that to try and get into the main base. As this Adept count, yep, it's getting higher.
Yeah, and the Adept should deal with the Mars. Oh, he has to be careful not to get this scouted by
He
accident.
doesn't get seen! How? How does he not get seen? Oh my god.
Oh, this Medivac though! The Medivac will see it.
Yeah, the medevac spots everything, and now Nicoract has to make a choice. Does he turn around? No, it's too late. He is committed. Both armies are going across the map. We're going into kind of the pseudo base trade. Let's go. But we can recall.
Yeah, the depot is still standing, so Nicoract buys some time with that, and he's trying to deal as much damage as he can in the base of Art, and actually the Adepts are recalled.
Yeah, the Adepts are recalled. Art was able to force a lot of lost mining. Didn't kill too many workers, though, surprisingly. Looking at the units lost tab, only 1 SCV died. And this is kind of best case scenario for Nicoract. Because even if Nicoract was at home with his entire army, I do think the Adepts would have been dealing some damage.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But he did force them to go back, and now he's trying another drop. They just keep passing each other in the middle of the map.
Yeah, but this is great. I mean, the gateway is going to be depowered here in the middle of the map. A recall was just used, so it's not going to be available again. We're going to need a warp-in at home.
I mean, true, but at the same time, this may turn into a bit of a base trade very quickly.
We'll see. I mean, I love the Liberator. Liberator is going to stand strong in the air. Tank is coming out as well. Ugh, boys are being pulled, so a couple more of those SCVs are going to go down. This drop will eventually be cleaned up. Will it, though? There's no shield battery. Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's no shield battery, and those 2 Stalkers will not be enough to deal with it. With the help of ropes, maybe, though.
Yeah, we need another warp in instead. More Stalkers are coming in. Nicoract dealing a decent amount of damage, but at the same time, there are still a lot of Adepts here, and there's not a lot protecting this tank. He could try and dive on it if he wanted to. Oh, he's going for it!
Because there's the forces of Nicoract on the other side of the map. These Adepts actually don't have too much opposition in the middle of his base.
Exactly. Who needs glaives? Vanilla Adepts are all you need. Finally, SCVs are being killed. Finally, Art is dealing the economic damage that he wanted to this entire time. And after all said and done, Art is still behind in workers just because of that drop.
By the way, I just like the idea of a Liberator protecting the Terran when Adept just shade under it constantly.
Feels bad, man. Also, that War Prism is done, by the way, so Art, he can make his way into the main. Lib and Tank are not in position to defend.
Yeah, the main is completely defenseless, and now even the buildings are gonna get denied. Like, Nicoract has to move his Marines up, but it means that the natural will be undefended.
Yeah, like, because of the builds, because of Nicoract's build, Stim is so late. Like, he's having such a hard time keeping up with the multi-prong, with the aggression of Art. I mean, it is on the way now, but it kind of just now started.
Right. Right. Art is turning the Protoss up to 11. Do you know what the follow-up is?
Let's go. DTs are on the way. I love this because Nicoract, he is so prone to staying on 2 bases, which means he has very limited scans, especially because of all this SCV damage. He wants the mule.
He does want to mule, and it's both charge and DT, so there's just gonna be a lot of damage coming in. And these Adepts are getting another few kills on the SCVs, plus the tank is doing some damage as well.
Yeah, I don't know if that was worth it. 9 SCV kills for all those Adepts. That means Art no longer has any aggression. He's going to turn around and turn all the way back home. So now Nicoract, he can breathe easy.
I mean, until the DTs show up.
True. Darkshine finished. By the way, Warp has been sneaking into the main base. No, the DTs! Ah!
He thinks he's safe because he's destroying this proxy location, and it looks like he wants to move out to the other side of the map.
Yeah, he's
But
not gonna.
there's
There's no.
this little sneaky boy coming in.
Yeah, there's no way he turns around. DTs are here in the main, and the natural workers are falling left and right. But Nicoract, he is fearless. He's pushing out across that. But defensive DTs, like I don't think we're not gonna have enough scans.
Yeah, I don't think we did. They were just used in the main base, and these DTs may shave off a few units before they even reach the base of Art.
Yeah, exactly. GTs are diving on top of the tank. Meanwhile, Liberator is distracting the main army. Maybe there's enough fire. That's the thing. This army from Nicoract is still pretty gigantic. He's doing
Where
it.
are the shield batteries? There are no shield batteries in this base, so these units are naked.
Yeah, there's no shield batteries whatsoever. Everything here across the map is going to go down. At the same time, we have a misstart. We have reinforcements. DTs will not end the game for Art. He needs them at home to defend, but the Dark Shrine gets focused down. GG. GG, well played. Nicoract fights back, and we have an ace match.
Isn't it interesting how Art lost the game where he tried to be more cheeky?
I mean, I do think this kind of came down to the adepts. If you remember at the end there, when he shaded in and he committed to the shade into the natural and he lost all of his adepts, what that means is that, okay, now Nicoract doesn't have to stay at home anymore. Like, that's the reason why he pushed out. If the adepts were a little bit more careful and just continued to fake shades and stay outside the main base, it would keep him contained that much longer, and it would give Art the space in the room he needs to actually get a proper standing army. Instead, he was just a little, maybe a little bit careless, a little bit, yeah, I think careless is the word that I would use with his adepts. Yeah, GG.
But it's time to load into the final game of the broadcast as well as this series, where we find out who will move on to the round of 8, to the playoffs of these grand finals. And we are currently looking at the base of the pink Polish Protoss player representing Genesis Gaming. It is Art.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Green Terran player himself representing Storm Gaming, fighting back in that last game and taking it all the way to the ace match and going back to his roots. It is Nicoract.
Yep. Yup.
The proxies are coming out, Kuro. They're coming out for the first time this series.
Yeah, I was to say finally.
But Art is looking for them.
He's looking for them, but unfortunately for Art, not in the right direction. But he may still go around and check back there.
Yeah, this is something that, no, he doesn't. So Art has been very adamant about scouting in the early game with his probe, and he did check on the right-hand side, which is the usual location, didn't check on the left.
Yes, indeed. I mean, he will see now that there's something missing in this wall. It doesn't look quite correct, but is that enough information for him?
Oh. We will find out. I mean, he's well aware that, hey, you know, there's something out on the map. The Rax is missing. It is somewhere. First Zealot is on the way, so Art is respecting this. But again, it isn't the most committed proxy. It is only a single rack, so we should be seeing Factory back at home.
Yeah, Factory back home, and it's gonna be Reapers once again, so Nicoract is gonna see what damage he can do. There's no bunker either, so no crazy micro with the SCV.
None of that is going to be available there. Art also, because he saw this factory, he knows that it's only a single racks. He knows that there isn't, again, a big commitment, so this early game should be fine. We'll see if the Reaper can get damage done anyway. So far, doesn't get a probe. Oh!
Yeah, one down. Has to micro around this Zealot, but so far so good. Oh, the Adept comes in and ends the damage there. But 2 probes fall down. I think one of them was the scouting probe.
Yeah. I mean, at least the Reaper was able to deal some damage. At least the Reaper was able to scout. But quickly looking at the vision, Nicoract hasn't seen that Twilight Council, but with the second Reaper, I'm sure he will. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Will he?
Oh my god.
He's so focused on getting the probes. I mean, he did get 4 so far, which is pretty nice, and there's a 5th as well.
Yeah, like Art, he was a little bit careless as well. He went across map with his adept because he thought that there was only going to be 1. He thought that he was perfectly fine. He was anything but. And now 5 probes going down. Well worth it here for Nicoract as he does scout the start.
Right. He's going maglev.
He's doing it again. I guess this is one of his go-to builds. He's going to be going into Cyclones and going into Banshees at the same time.
Yeah, this is the same build we saw before, although in different positions, of course. And this maglev Cyclones will do so well against any air units.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's going to be a weird dynamic. One, Art did already scout. Oh my god, the Reaper gets back into the main.
It's still there. Sees the Phoenix as well, which is very nice scout for Nicoract.
And we're only getting 1 Phoenix. We'll see if the Phoenix ends up running into that proxy as it moves down towards the southern end of the map. Again, because we have a Phoenix, it will be a nice answer to the Banshees. So I doubt the Banshees are going to deal anywhere near as much damage as they did previously.
Unless the Phoenix is not gonna be home.
True. The other thing that we have to factor in is that we also don't have detection. We don't have a robo.
Phoenix just barely misses it.
Yeah, exactly. For Nada, this Phoenix, it barely doesn't get the scout off. We do have a Stargate though, so once the Banshees reveal themselves, we could see a Chrono on an Oracle, and that will help.
Yeah, there is Blink as well, so once Art does get detection, like that should help him in defending the base. He does get a quick scout on the natural of Nicoract and goes back home. Is he gonna see it?
He will finally scout that proxy. And now Art has a lot of information. He scouted that the tech lab was researching earlier, so he should know that it's going to be Magfield. He should be familiar with Nico and how he plays this out. Forces the cloak.
Yeah, and both of the Banshees have to move in now, wasting a bit of the energy going for the cloak, and the Oracle is now on the way.
Yeah, Art has a great heads up. He's already preparing. Banshees are still going to deal some damage, but they are going to be sacrificed here. They have to do whatever they can now.
Yeah. The one in the natural actually has nothing to fight against it, so it doesn't have to use the cloak, but there are Stalkers in the main.
Yeah, and it looks like in the end this will be cleaned up, but so far decent damage. What is this? 7? Yeah, 7 probe kills.
One of the Banshees is still alive.
Oh, can he get more? Oh.
Yeah, he's targeting the ones that are damaged, so he's actually gonna get a few more probes with this.
Oh my god, not bad. In the end, what is this, 10 workers?
Yeah, something like that. And there's Cyclones on the way.
Yeah, here we go. Once again, 5 factory mass Cyclone is the answer for Nicoract. And we've seen this do relatively well against Stalker compositions, which is what Art is going to be working with. On top of that, we've seen this do very well at sniping bases.
Yeah, but keep in mind that when we saw this being played against Ziomek, there were not too many shield batteries where they were fighting. So, and Art generally has very good positions with those, so I guess depends how he's gonna play it out.
Yeah, I think Nicoract is on a bit of a timer, like he's gonna go now. And he gets spotted as well by the Observer, so Art, he knows the army is on the way. He's just rerouting everything he can back at home. Even have a stasis here, not quite gonna catch any reinforcements, but the potential was there. And shield batteries are on the way.
He actually caught one, by the way. Just one.
Only one.
Yeah, and the shield batteries are not done in the third base, but there's a lot of Stalkers here, and they may actually be able to deal with all of the Cyclones.
Yeah, the Cyclones aren't going to do anything here. They do get the Phoenix, but they don't get the base. They don't get the pylon. Sorry, they do get the pylon. They don't get the shield battery, and Art is handling this pretty well.
Yeah, he's even getting a few workers back at home.
This is Zealot. It was the first Zealot of the game. It gets some damage done. Cyclones are going to be able to dip in, but Blink has finished here. Oh my god, he does actually target down a decent amount of workers.
Yeah, they actually kill workers so quickly, but now they are trapped amongst the Stalkers, and all of the Cyclones from this attack fall down.
Yeah, oh my god, what is happening with the buildings here? Even the starport is like, I don't need a starport. It's just here to scout, mate.
Look, look. He made the starport, you know. Just gotta put it somewhere. Look, the land is expensive, okay?
We'll see. We'll see how this goes. As Art is working on Colossus, I'll be honest, I don't really know what the best answer to Mass Cyclone is for Protoss. Blinkstalkers are great. I imagine Immortals are maybe a little bit too immobile, so maybe Colossus with their range can do well. Yeah, it's just a dynamic I don't see too often, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and this shield battery is actually getting targeted, which is nice for Nicoract, but there's still a lot of forces for Art here.
Oh, yeah, Colossus goes down immediately. The Blinkstalkers went down as well. Nicoract taking a pretty good trade here.
Yeah, that's a much better fight for Nicoract this time, but it's not won yet.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Archie's being forced back. Once again, Adepts do get across the map, and hey, they're able to nibble away at these workers for SCV kills.
Yeah, another Colossi comes out for Art, and it's gonna deal a lot of damage.
Oh god,
This falls down.
Yeah, this is why I was kind of questioning the Colossus, but Art is not stopping Colossus production, by the way. He's like, this is the answer. Is it?
I mean, it's dealing damage to the Cyclones, but I feel like the Cyclones can be replaced faster than the Colossi can.
Exactly. And Nicoract, he has so much momentum. He keeps on going. He killed 2 Colossus, and now there's almost nothing left here for Art. He has a couple of Blinkstalkers, but it's not going to be enough. And the defensive structures get depowered.
Yeah, the cannons are not going to be any help here. The Stalkers actually have to move away because there's not enough of them to fight. And this third base is taken over.
I mean, I am shocked right now. He dives on top of the Colossus. Overcharge is not enough to out-heal the DPS of all of these Cyclones. Oh my god, and GG gets called.
Nicoract advances to the playoffs of the Apprentice Esports SC2 Circuit Grand Finals.
GG, well played. Look, I'm just saying, we have not seen Mass Cyclone lose in TVP today.
See, chat is asking, pure Cyclone? And to me, my answer is, yeah, pure Cyclone.
Pure Cyclone. It worked against Ziomek, and it worked against Art. Again, it's just a very unique and a very quirky composition. And unless Art has played against Nicoract on the ladder, and unless he's faced this on the ladder, it's kind of hard to adapt and to come up with a response on the fly. I'm sure Art was watching the previous series, and I'm sure he kind of had an idea. But yeah, I really did question the Colossus, because Colossus, like, they don't really do too much damage to Cyclones. They're very vulnerable as well. I was thinking maybe he was thinking that he would have enough range to keep them safe. Yeah.
But what would you want instead? I guess Disruptors? Because then you can, like, maybe you can, like, get a good shot, but it's still risky.
Disruptors would do a good job at zoning, but I don't think that would be the best answer either. I think maybe just charge out Immortal, maybe, because, like, you can just overwhelm. Yeah, it's it's not a dynamic you see too often, so yeah. GG.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of like, you know, how they said that, like, the counter for Zerg, the counter for Cyclones is Zerglings. Like, maybe the Zealots would work out, because you just swarm them and they can't shoot them fast enough.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, because if you want to go Mass Zealot, ideally you want your economy to be really solid, but because of Nicoract's build specifically, he does rely a lot on early game economic damage with those Banshees. Like, it's really hard to get a good economy rolling. So yeah, I don't know.
Also, I love the reactions from the chat. It's like, this build, it's working.
Like, hey, 100% win rate every time. Oh my god, GG, well played. When will we see this build in GSL? I'm gonna show this to Juanito, mate. I'm gonna show this to Beyond. But yes, with that, as I quickly switch the scenes over here, it looks like we have our final bracket. PVT confirmed, unwinnable.
I was gonna say, both of our players advancing today are Terrans, so... Just saying.
Yeah?
No.
Just saying. Future
At the same
and
time, why did they say that? I don't want mortar unwinding. Like,
Future and
proto
Nicoract
firing.
have advanced on from this group. My condolences to Art and Ziomek. Obviously, I do think that it was pretty close between Art and Nicoract. They played twice today, and Art's looked pretty good, solid defensively. But yo, the crazy builds from Nicoract. It's
Yeah, I mean, the first series, like Art did take it 2-0, and the second it was a close series as well. So like, it's definitely not like a one-sided matchup, but yeah, Nicoract just the builds just worked out for him.
He's just built different. He's just built that little bit different, mate. And and because of that, like, there's a reason why we enjoy players like that. We have a soft spot in our hearts for players like Mio Micah, Hon Mono, Nicoract, Coffee. They have their own unique perspective on the game. And it works at the highest level, like you could argue like, would this really work against like Cyril and Rainer and stuff like that? I mean, well, hey, it works here against some of the best in Europe, some of the best in North America, some of the best in Korea. So yeah, there's a place for this. It just goes to show, hey, yo, if you're playing StarCraft, you don't just have to do what everyone else is doing. Sometimes you can just go wild and it can work.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing about like the more quirky builds is they throw off your opponent because they are like unusual, and but they may have the response for them, but often it won't be like the most optimal response or just the optimal response because they are not practiced against it. So hey, if you feel like experimenting, like, go ahead.
Exactly. Well, yes, with that, GG. Well played to all of our players. My condolences to our Polish Protosses who didn't quite make it out of the group. They are eliminated from the tournament.
See, I was invited here just to see both of the Polish Protoss players lose.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
SMH.
They weren't the only. Trifax was in Group A and he also didn't make it through either. So the Polish players having a bit of a harder time in the Apprentice circuit. But yeah, we're not done though, because we still have 2 more groups to go in this tournament.
Indeed. The next coming up is the Group C, including Minder VK, Patimac, Bistork, and BioIce. And then Group D right after that with Disc, Vindicta, our newest Ducklings, Holden, and Exo Striker.
Yeah, personally, I would love to cast every single one of these groups. We have kind of investment in a lot of these groups as well. Patimac, he's our boy. He's the ex-CranKy Duckling, and we still, we still want to support him as best as we can. B-Sork is there. We have a lot of love for our Southeast Asian players, and we feature B-Sork a lot on our channel. Vindicta is looking to pop off, but I'm worried because I just realized that in Group D, Vindicta is the only Terran, and he's surrounded by Protoss. Oh my god.
But guys, did you see that Vindicta beat Bian?
He did.
2-0.
We were posting about it on Twitter. Vindicta 2-0'd Bian yesterday in the King of Battles qualifiers. It was so sick to see. He was wild. One very long macro game, and game 2, he proxy Reaper'd Bian. It's crazy.
He did, that says something, to proxy Reaper Bian,
Hey, Vindicta was popping off. He even took a game off of Zaun. Only a game. He did get knocked out in the end by Zaun in his run. But yeah, Vindicta has been doing really well, so we wish him the best. We will be casting Group C in 5, just under 6 days. So if you want some more Apprentice Esports Circuit Grand Finals, it will be in 6 days.
Indeed.
Yes.
But for today, this was the final series. And if you enjoyed this tournament, don't forget to support it on Matcherino, as !Matcherino will take you right there.
Yes, !Matcherino in the chat. We do have some coupon codes available to help support this tournament. We'll still have plenty of coupon codes left. Massive shout out to 47 Ness, because he actually went one step further and he contributed 5 USD to the prize pool.
Oh, there you go. So that's another $5 for all of these players, and yeah, and we support the prize pool of this tournament.
Yes, thank you. He left a comment as well. He said, "Good games."
Nice.
So thank you, 47ness. Thank you so much. Again, it's up to you in the chat if you want to support this with your own money, but the least that we ask is to support it with some coupon codes. And we also want to give a bit of a shout out to OSC. I don't know if you can see the logo on the screen, the rotating logos underneath us, but OSC have been sponsoring this tournament as well. They've added to the prize pool. Yeah, they're always there to help support and help everyone out.
Here you go. For more information about OSC Elite, check out the chat.
Yes. OSC Esports, they've done a lot for the online StarCraft scene. They used to run a lot of tournaments. Now they sponsor a lot of tournaments and help support them and boost that prize pool and everything. And yeah, they've been doing a lot for StarCraft for many years.
Sugar with the memes in the chat.
Oh god. Yeah. our boy. But other than that, Kuro, do you have anything else you want to add here before we log off for the day?
If this is your first time on the Duckling channel and listening to the pond, make sure to follow us on the social medias at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And don't forget to join our Discord where most of the memes are happening. Because seriously, there's a lot of memes happening. And there's also duck pictures. Who doesn't want duck pictures? Okay? So Discord. Join Discord.
There you go. Join us on Discord if you're interested in joining us and supporting us. I also want to give a bit of a shout out as well to how do I say this? Demonum Camo? How do you say it?
Demonum Camo, yeah?
Demonum Camo? Yes, he is also sponsoring the tournament as well. You can see his logo there, the dragon logo. I believe he's a streamer. Oh my god, I didn't know this, but he's actually a streamer from Australia. Wow.
Ooh.
How have I not heard of this person before?
Yeah, exactly. How did that happen? There's someone in Australia we haven't heard of?
Yeah. Oh, it's Damon. It's Damon Neum Camo. I look at his Twitch channel and he's got it like, he's like, hey, this is how you pronounce my name. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm a little bit shocked. It looks like he also streams some StarCraft, and he's decided to contribute to the prize pool as well. So really cool.
Yeah, why not? Very cool of him. Yeah, it's great to see more people contributing to this tournament. As we mentioned before, this one is open to both NA and Latin America as well as Europe. And seeing Beastork here, I think there's actually open to even more players than that.
Exactly. It's open to almost everyone. Almost, not to the Koreans. Koreans are not allowed here. We're trying to support some of the other regions. And yeah, with that, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Hope you enjoyed your time here. This was our third tournament in less than 24 hours. Yesterday, we casted ESL Olympic Cup Asia, and then we casted the ANZ Champs, and then we did a replay cast, and now we're here. I can't wait to be taken in by this sweet embrace of sleep. It's going to be beautiful.
But didn't you just wake up?
I had a nap. Yes. Oh god. Shout out to Sugar in the chat. Sugar is the admin. He is the head of Apprentice Esports. Without Sugar, none of this could be possible. So give him some love as well in the chat. He's a wonderful person. Beautiful. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Ciao. Ah.